What's up?
Yeah.
It's nice to be back on my desktop with a big monitor.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Back at my house, with my stuff.
It's a little rundown, but you know it's your home. I won't make fun of you.
By the way, I started on the first DLC for Golden Idol and just the first murder case, and I'm like, oh no, there's just like bodies everywhere.
Oh, I'm on.
Chaos.
I think I just finished 5.
Oh,
or
cool.
am I starting 5? I can't remember.
I'm gonna give myself a little bit of time after.
Oh yeah.
Mainlining Oberdin.
It
jamming
is
through it in like
absurd
8
to
hours.
watch this man play video games. Where I'm like, I've just kind of wandered through. I found the front door.
I don't think you'll find Golden Idol nearly as overwhelming. It's different. Like it's fun, but it's definitely very different. I feel like it's simpler in a way. You know, not that still can't be, take some thinking to, but it's not nearly as fiddly as Oberdin was with like, well, I guess I'll go visit that timeline for the 100th time and see if I can notice some new tiny detail I've never seen that I missed.
I'm gonna go around and check everybody's legs poking out of the hammocks.
Oh, I'm gonna love this game.
Oh yeah, it's something else.
Yeah, Golden Isle is much friendlier. It's like you're just kind of plugging things into slots, and it's like, okay.
That is much different.
But I think it has the same, well, not to spoil much, but like, Oberdin, you're like, I'm solving cases, I'm figuring out who did this. And then you're just like, oh God, what happened here? Golden Idol captures a lot of that same feeling in my opinion.
That's a good shape. I like that shape.
Oberdin was real, like the first hour of Oberdin was really good because like, okay, cool, like I'm doing the pirate thing, I kind of get what's going on. Oh yeah, cool. Oh yeah, there's murder. Yeah, I expect. What the fuck? What? Oh no.
Yeah.
What is that?
Jodorowsky shaped.
Yeah. It's quite good. But yeah, those parts like, I don't know, that guy looks Scottish. That's probably this guy.
I started doing stuff like that too. I just started like, I was like, I don't want to racially stereotype, but I think this game is doing that.
Yeah, but
where it's like that guy looks Indian. I think he's from India.
Yeah, that is how I got through some of them. Yes.
And then occasionally at the end, when I was just getting desperate, and I was like, "What the fuck? Why can't I figure this out?" I'd just be like, "That guy looks like a George."
Mm-hmm. No, I'm being typecast as a George again.
Oh, it was nice. Like after there's that, like the part where I stopped, it was like, I feel like I've gotten everything I can get, and I'm just stuck now. And there's like a membrane to push through, but then after like getting a dozen of those, it's like, oh, this is all just downhill, and I'm just like, that's the last Russian guy, so I'm gonna put him here.
That was the last like 2 sessions I played. Like I was like, I don't know what I've got wrong. Why I think I've got it all figured out, but it's obviously wrong. I don't know what else to fucking do. And then somehow just something happens. You get one little thing. Like, oh wait,
and I'll just like,
and then dominoes fall.
Everything gets together.
Love it.
The one thing on the Golden Isle that cracked me up is, and this is nothing to do with the story or anything, so it's not, but you can choose when you're booting it up. It gives you 2. You can either choose where it will like highlight anything you can click on, and that's the recommended mode. Or you can play where it won't highlight, and you just have to move your mouse around the screen trying to figure out what you can click on.
Jeez.
And I'm like, I will not play that way.
It's not 1987 or whatever.
I like the fact that the highlighted areas was the recommended.
Yeah, because I had a moment of like, oh no, I should play it in hard. Wait, no, I didn't.
Why would I do that?
I'm gonna touch everything.
Yeah, I do not enjoy painstakingly trying to figure out where the pixels are I can click on.
There's one thing I know about puzzle rooms. It's kind of going to touch everything on every screen.
I will touch everything. I think I accidentally learned about, there was like a musical one, and that one of the ones we did, and I was like just fucking around. It was like, wait.
This actually does something.
All right, someone who has better pitch than me needs to come in here.
I wonder if that place has any new rooms, because those are like the best.
Oh, was that which one?
The
was
maze
that?
room.
Oh, I think we did that one together.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, was that the 70s Cold War one?
Yeah, the first one I was like, oh my God, this is my kitchen from when I was 5. Exactly.
Yeah, I've tried to describe that to people of that like vertigo sense of like, I just got yanked back 40 years. This is weird. I didn't remember that I remembered any of this stuff.
I think I've done a grand total of 1 puzzle room, and it was with Peter and
Yay.
Kevin Miller. Wait, Kevin Miller?
Oh, nice.
Was that the novel one?
It was the 20,000 Leagues Under Sea
Yeah.
in the novel one. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That was pretty good. I felt like medium level, like easily doable. Still,
I enjoyed it.
Still
Yeah, I
had
was
to
like,
think, but I was like, I feel good about doing this one.
Yeah.
I was like, I should do more of these. I think we were doing
Yeah,
that.
we
If I
should do
remember
one.
correctly, I think it was right before Kevin was moving.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was like one of the last kind of things. And of course, me, Peter, and Kevin, that was a fun group. It's just like,
Yeah.
it's a good
sounds
good
fun.
puzzle room group.
I just remember
It's a good
doing
size
the, like,
too.
what was
There's
it?
the casino one.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of, where
Yeah.
it's just like I'm doing a scene with the poor lady working at the casino.
It's like, I'm
Oh.
literally just here to give you a clue, man. I'm not really a cashier.
Yeah, so I mean, this celebrity that's with us is trying to lay low. In my head, it's like, "Sir, what are you doing? Why are you here?"
There's a combination.
I bet there's another clue that you give me if I talk to you long enough.
It's like,
Tell me about
something
your
deep in
childhood.
backstory, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's this character's childhood? Yeah, deep in the backstory.
Let's see. Wishes from last time.
Don't listen to those. I always make them, and I'm like, what if it was harder?
One wish was episodes for everyone. I don't remember what that means. Episodes for everyone.
Everyone gets an episode.
Sure, yeah.
There was something like
I
that.
think that
'cause
was
I remember
you were saying.
you
Was it?
mentioned that the Silt Verses had an episode for each class.
Yeah, that's right. I
basically.
did that. I fulfilled that
Okay.
wish. Find
yours.
more excuses to lean into Southern snark and play against vulnerability / flute. I think that's
Only one of us has a flute.
I think that was Hugh. Exploring
There's
more
another flute we
relationships
don't know about.
with other players, playing with the journey mechanic, which I'm sure we will at some point soon, and figuring out what the maiden's move is.
Yeah, I figured out how to do my moves.
It's
It's not necessary. It's obviously not necessary for playing the
Yeah.
game.
We have a few opportunities still open, of course. How is the harvest god most vulnerable? That's complexity 4. That's resolving the assignment by destroying
Oh,
and
fuck,
neutralizing.
I
this
forgot we were
dangerous
doing
entity,
an assignment.
so you cannot go back. What resources does the harvest god offer? If appeased, that's complexity 6. Resolve the assignment by working with the growers to adapt their methods and establish a more sustainable operation that does not threaten the community. And where can this harvest god be safely transplanted? 8.
Aw.
Complexity.
This is gonna be
Resolve the
cute.
assignment by breaking the god from its confines, allowing it to grow freely, and showing the local residents how to coexist with it. And this unlocks a special move, the Mark of Quickening.
Yeah, moves.
And you've got 4 clues already, so if you want to wrap this one up, you totally could right now.
Go for complexity 8
Take the
right out
easy
of the
way
gate.
out. Yeah, you could. You have if you have to have at least half the complexity in clues. So you could do a -8 with a +4. That's or -4. Yeah, no.
You know, this group, we're always about taking the easy way.
I
20
remember
clues.
a screenshot of one of Heath's rolls last time. Maybe we just err on this side of conservative. Isn't it like 20 the max we can get? We could do 20.
You could, yeah. There's probably 20 clues in here.
Mark sometimes gets tired of us doing that.
He's
I
gonna have to
don't
start
know.
making it. The game
There's-
runs
there's
out
a
of clues.
Sign. There's a sign that says this way.
Yeah. I'm guessing there's a limited number of clues in the manual for you to give.
Yeah,
If you-
You have to make 'em up,
there's
right?
about 20. There's about 20 clues.
These were all just keychains of a middle
Yeah,
finger.
I was gonna say I'd be curious to see if he just says that's all the clues there is, or if he just starts making up more clues just for fun.
There
Another
also
rock.
is the
Yeah.
if the custodians failed to resolve the assignment in time section. So TikTok.
Man, I'm pretty sure Mark has run out of clues because the last 5 we've gotten have been rocks.
Okay, our explanation will include these 2 rocks, but rule out these 3 other rocks.
And they're all glowing for some reason.
These 2 rocks are obviously
not part of it.
These 3 rocks are from a whole different case.
Let's see what happened last time. Last time you got to the place, explored the crumbling tenements a little bit, met up with Taj, the errand runner. What clues did we get? Found those prayer marks inside the wall. I think that was character names. I think that was where's everyone's name? There it is. Ren. No, not Ren. Zeph. I think that was
that
Zeph.
ain't me.
Found prayer marks on the wall that had moss sprouting and little red flowers. Someone else found starlings hopping around in circles around a pile of fermented berries. Yeah, that's right. And Sebastian came across the roots that shot out vines at him. Had to pull back with a little verse there. But they're all entangled with the electrical cords and wires and stuff. And I forget who was talking with Patricia on the balcony, or yelling down at the smoking lady in the bathroom. Zeph. She had a bunch of decorative flower pots of small offerings of dead insects.
I forget that these are clues.
Yeah, those are clues.
Also,
the vibes
just as
of the place.
a reminder for everyone, new session, you can change your questions every session, right?
Yes, yeah.
So if you want to change your
there's actually a helpful little beginning of section thing. Do a recap of all it's done. Mark new elective end of session questions or leave them the same. There's no moves to resolve, and you'll be getting a new assignment.
Oh yes, that's what my question introduces a new assignment, because there's something where like we get a new assignment every
session that you'll have up to 3 assignments at any time. And they're all in different places, so you have to travel between them.
No.
Thus the journey move.
Which lets you do there's the journey phase, which has journey scenes that you can do journey moves in.
And we all sing "Don't Stop Believing."
Yeah. Cool. I think everyone was kind of heading towards the warehouse.
Different reasons, yes.
Everything was going for different reasons. As you head that way, you see a kid kind of poking out around from the corner of one of the tenement buildings.
I shoot him. No, I'm kidding.
He's got a little military jacket on, like clearly scavenged. And there's when he pokes out, you see there's a cat kind of circling his legs, his feet. And he's just kind of like staring at you with wide eyes as you're can you describe yourselves briefly, just to say what he's looking at in character keeper order? Ren, you want to start off?
I'm Ren Solomon, and I have a beekeeper's hat and veil, layered shawls, and scuffed dress shoes.
Nice. What about Zeph?
Zeph has a leather jacket, biker's leather jacket, faded sneakers, and now a loosened necktie.
Yeah.
I had to modify that.
Wow, character development.
Sebastian.
I have my vintage blazer, spectacles, and a hooded patrol cloak, because cloaks are coming back.
Yeah. And Hugh.
I'm thinking the general vibe for Hugh Harrow is like kind of scrawny, pallid grad student who's irritated to be kind of out of his element. The style notes are socks and sandals, sunglasses, hooded parrot patrol cloak.
Nice.
Just kind of glowering at the world is the sense I get so far.
That's our Hugh.
Yeah, so that's
I
what
feel
that's what this kid is staring at around the corner, like watching this motley group walk
I feel
by.
like Sir has automatically, automatically views Hugh as like a kindred spirit because of the cloak. Like, a man who understands the mystery, the
You'd think that they were
extravagance,
brothers.
the
They're not the
brilliance of a
brothers.
Oh
cloak.
yeah, they're not the brothers. Who are the brothers? Zev,
Me
Zev
and
and
Zeph, yeah.
Sebastian. That's right. Ooh,
Yeah,
boy.
and Hugh just staring back at you in a look that you would normally think is hungover, but is actually just you.
I think that Ren is definitely like has like a blowfly that they're following, and is kind of like walking in that kind of a way of like following this blowfly. Like, so sometimes it's like crawling on the ground, and like sometimes it's like kind of stuck in a corner, but this is following.
Oh yeah, did you want to go over your move to
Yes,
kind of
I would
get a
love to
handle on what that
learn.
is?
My wish was to learn what my move does.
So your faith move is a long and lonely road. The maiden is never far from you, sometimes walking slowly at a distance, and
But I like
maiden
see
has
her
a
all the
plan
time.
for you whenever you're instructed to mark fate, either by move of the keeper. You're going to check one of your 6 fate boxes. I'll describe. So the maiden will give you some sort of task, or
Okay, so when does
present
that
some
come
sort
up?
of task for you. When you mark fate. So that's either going to be me telling you to do that, or you doing it as a result of a move.
When would I do it as the result of a move?
So for example, at the bottom of this one, you can enter a dangerous situation without concern for your physical safety, mark fate, and take that roll with advantage.
Oh yeah, I'd love to do that.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do that now.
You
I
don't
think
have
I'm
a
looking
roll
for
yet, so.
looking for clues.
Well, you're all headed towards the warehouse right
I want a clue.
now. How are you looking for clues?
I'm following this blowfly.
Yeah, I think there's just bugs around, so I'm not sure that's
Yeah.
gonna lead you to anything useful there.
All sorts of bugs. These are first on the scene of a dead body, if there were any.
Yeah, it's just kind of
I think
buzzing around.
I'm trying to ask the blowflies if there are any people that need to be buried. More like a clue fly.
I'm not sure that that's going to.
It feels like you don't want me to succeed.
I'm not sure that's going to do what you wanted to do.
What? Well, fine. I trundle along, doing nothing, achieving nothing.
Did we ever determine? I mean, I know this came up as a joke. Like, so because of I did use my acting move and didn't do well, so I got a disappointment as a condition.
Yeah, everyone is a disappointment now.
What
That's why I don't
happens
achieve
like if I
anything.
use it that move again and
Double disappointed?
Yeah. Do you have two? Do I have 2 disappointment conditions?
I'm guessing, yeah, because that move can also clear disappointment, right?
Yeah.
If you have the condition a disappointment, roll with disadvantage. If you and on a failure, if you have the condition of disappointment, the keeper will describe how you are killed on the spot.
Oh, that's
right. In
right.
theatrical fashion. So
well, look at Ben being sensible and reading the character sheet where it explains my question. That's smart.
All died of disappointment.
He was always the studious brother.
And as,
very good as a
of,
test.
As you're walking towards the warehouse, you kind of like see that kid reappear again, kind of like on a first story balcony. Must have like climbed around the outside or something, and still like staring at you with big eyes.
Is that all of us or just a particular one of us?
You're probably all like headed in the same general direction at this point, just kind of converging. Let me describe the warehouse exterior to you. 3 stories of weathered concrete layered in graffiti and vines surrounded by a chain-link fence. Notably, the gutters and windows have been repaired. Wildflowers peek from the layer of weeds along the roof. This is a paint the scene question for everybody. What was the building originally used for? And what efforts have been made to conceal its current purpose? I can go into any order you like. I'm guessing what was the building originally used for will only have one answer.
5 things.
5 different things.
I have a hit on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
It was a warehouse that was used in like, this is drawing from personal memories, in like liquor production. So there were lots of vats around and kind of concrete pits of storage. I distinctly remember something having like soybeans in it that had rotted for literal years. Worst smell I've had in my life. Yeah. Cool. I think that's all I got for it though. Yeah.
And how about the rest of the answer?
Storage and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. What efforts have been made to conceal its current purpose?
I think that like if you're just doing it casually, if you're just walking by, you're not really investigating, it just looks like a typical, all the windows and doors are boarded up and such. But like if you start looking real closely, you'll notice that the doors are boarded in such a way that they're not actually boarded. Like the boards only go across the door, so you can still open the door. And so it appears boarded, but then you're like, wait a minute, I don't think those boards
don't actually block it.
Yeah, they don't actually block the door from opening.
Faux abandoned buildings.
Exactly. It's all a ruse.
Oh, in that vein, I wonder if there's like lots of dust and things that look like cobwebs and weeds, but if you look close enough, you'll see that like the weeds have been planted. The dust has been like applied, and the cobwebs are maybe like like fibers, but not really. Yeah, they're they're made of cotton candy. And
awesome.
Yeah, the loading bay doors are recently refurbished, so they can open up the those doors.
Nice.
I think also like the warning signs have been a bit overdone. Like there's too many, like beware falling debris, high voltage electrical wires, the dogs in the back, and there's like just like
warning signs that contradict other nearby
warning, be quiet zone, warning,
no signs allowed,
loud construction. Hard hats,
industrial equipment in operation.
Take off any accessories.
Hard hats required. Must be accompanied by child.
So as you kind of gather outside the chain link fence there, who is at the kind of like at the back of the cluster of y'all?
If I remember, I think I remember Hugh going first, and then I know me and Zeph were definitely kind of because Zeph had been talking to Patricia and I'd been watching him. So I think we're probably in the back, because I think it was probably Hugh, then Ren wandering off first.
I think Ren happens to be going the same way as everyone, and maybe it's usually kept in the middle just to make sure they don't trail away.
So the answer to the question is Zeph, is that right?
Yeah, one of us too, because we were talking together as we walked.
Great. And you have your jacket, right? Biker jacket, yeah. You feel a tug on the back of your biker jacket there, and when you look back, it is that kid with his cat kind of purring up against his legs. And he is just like looking up at you kind of expectantly, and then throws his head back and his mouth opens a little bit too wide, and delivers a message from the bureau.
Had a feeling that was coming.
Eyes rolled back, and it's almost like a little like a loudspeaker, and it's kind of like got a high pass filter on it. It's kind of like coming
like
from the back
boy
of his
and the
throat.
heron.
Yeah. And you are informed of a series of disturbances near the rural town of Weft, located just on the border of the Clutching Woods. Reports of strange attacks or strange harassment of livestock, damage to power lines and vehicles have been documented. Hopworth Industries, a nearby meatpacking plant, claims that some sort of large predator has been raiding the compound at night.
Ooh, I know who
Law
it is.
enforcement
It's a
records.
bunny.
Law enforcement records show evidence of a stray angel making its haunt on the grounds of Skelton Ranch, though no
That's not
conclusive
you.
action was taken, and local residents have not been forthcoming with previous investigators. The Skelton family, thought to have abandoned production on their farm years ago, is rumored to harbor an angel, which has caused trouble for other residents in the past. According to locals, the Skelton family simply referred to the entity as Mother. It is unclear what their relationship is with the angel, but it has been known to haunt the woods around their property for several generations as part of some pact. Attempts to reach the Skeltons directly were unsuccessful, so the custodians have been directed to contain or eliminate the angel before its territory encroaches on any nearby counties.
Friendship it is.
I think maybe it is
or complete destruction. There's really not an in between.
I think Hugh, you've heard of family gods and angels before and how their influence keeps its hold over generations. What rumors of the Skelton family makes you suspect that this angel has dug its claws in too deep?
Let's see here. I think this kind of sounds, well, I think it's just knowing that the Skelton family has this reputation for doing anything to not just keep their farm, their livestock, their business afloat, but to do better than the people around them. Like they've done a lot of bad dealings before. And it's like, if you ask anyone, I think Hugh's probably from that area. And if you ask anyone in the area, like, do you think the Skeltons, was it? Do you think the Skeltons would make a deal with a rogue angel? They'd just be like, yes, even before you knew what the deal was about.
Please tell me that one of the Skeltons is red.
Red.
It is not, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah, and after the delivery, the kid's mouth goes back to normal, his eyes come back, and he just kind of like looks around, and then goes back to just looking at Ben a little bit too close, looking at not Ren, Zeph. Damn it, Zeph.
Yeah. Don't worry, kid. That feeling goes away. I say, offering him. I look for like a candy bar in my pockets, but all I have is like some old chiclets. Offer him some gum. I know that is sometimes getting channeled like that leaves a kind of a dusty taste in your mouth.
It's not the strangest thing I've seen, so this never happened to me, I guess.
Do tell, what is the strangest thing you've seen, child?
I mean, there's all sorts of stuff around here. They're always busy in the building, but they don't know about the little gardens we got everywhere around. It's like things grow where they want to, and there's more sun on the rooftops.
You seem like a resourceful young man.
Yeah, I mean, kind of have to be. I feel
Absolutely.
like now that Sebastian's talking to me, he like has the kind of hungry eyes at him. Like, do you have anything that's not gum?
Absolutely. You know, I am my ability to help, but I do love to help out the local communities. You know, I'm guessing we probably have some rations or some kind of food or stuff we carry.
I'm sure you have some sort of snacks.
You know, here, let me help you out. And in return, I could use your very watchful eyes and theatrical delivery, I must say. Have you ever thought about theater?
It's actually a she. She looks at you like she like does not understand half those words.
Oh, no.
I'm just trying to get by, mister.
Understandable. Well, here's a few snacks. How many of you are there in this network? Oh, I'm sorry. Did I misunderstand? Did she say there was several people keeping eyes out?
No, there's little gardens everywhere that most people don't know about. Yeah. So she's like, yeah, I'm I get all over the place, and there's people don't look up. People don't look up ever.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Oh,
It's better they don't see, probably.
I'll
give you some snacks.
I think Hugh leans over and mutters, "Trade food for clues."
Exactly.
Food for information.
But let us begin a
Begin.
wonderful relationship where I'll tell you what, you tell
And then
me
Hugh just kind of stalks off. again.
something that you have seen that you think will be of interest, and and we will share. We shall sup together here. Let us sit and have a snack and a discussion.
Yeah, kid. Do you want to sup here?
I might be too young for that. I don't know.
No, that just means eat. It's a theatrical. It's just a term for eating. We shall dine together.
Oh, eat. Yeah. Why don't you give me an investigation roll with presence? And remember, you can mark items from your altar if you want.
Good call. Always good to check that out. If I can remember where the hell my altar is, there it is.
The incredibly useful things we gave you.
Let's show the dice instead of my calendar on stream.
I think we'll just roll straight up on this one.
Like that child.
I figured to be like, hey kid, I know you're hungry, but would you like a spare light bulb?
No, the white stuff on the inside is really bad for you.
And it's
Don't eat those spices.
remind me, this game it's 2d6 plus the stat. Is that right?
2d6 plus your stat. That's right.
Yeah. Okay. 2d6 plus 1. A 7.
A 7. Ooh, just barely pulled it out there. Great. Cool. On a 7, you're going to get a clue, and there will be a complication either with the clue or something else. With the clue or a complication. Great. Let's do the strangest thing she's seen. She like starts like, you know, she does the kind of like tongue out the side of her mouth, kind of like looking around, and like starts to say something. It's like, no, and like start like kind of like look just a kid trying to like figure out like the coolest thing to say.
Right.
Starts like scratching a little bit.
Oh no.
And she's like, yeah, and she gets kind of like a distant look as she's just like scratching, and after a minute you look behind to see what she's staring at over your shoulder, and so you said there was a bunch of like too many signs on the around.
Thou doth protest too much warning signs.
And they're all, you know, metal signs officially printed and whatnot. But she's staring over your shoulder at a sign that is kind of like Sharpie on cardboard, like the white cardboard outside of a box. It's just like zip tied to the chain link fence. And it just says, workers, limit your exposure cycles. And that is your clue for that.
Oh, no.
Also, should our second assignment be in the assignments tab now?
It should be. Yes, I should put a name on it.
Or
It is
homework.
an active assignment, and it is the
New friend.
New friend. The new friend. The Dusk Mother.
Funny.
Oh, I see. It was there just without a title.
The Dusk Mother. There we go.
And he has his
I saw them at
zoomies.
Coachella. They rocked.
Complication. While I'm thinking of the complication, what are the rest of y'all doing outside this chain link fence here?
I get a feeling Hugh has a sketchbook and he's drawing a quick drawing of the warehouse.
Hmm.
The AI summary instead of doing something useful.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, what are the other two doing?
I'm with Bastion, chatting with the kid. Although I guess mostly I'm just like, oh brother, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what
I have
about
a few
Ren?
more questions to ask the kid, but yeah.
You know how a dog like digs a little hole for itself in the yard just to like enough to sit in?
Mhm.
This is cooler. That's what Ren does.
Digs a little hole and sits in it.
Digs a little hole and like sits in it.
Oh. How are you digging? Are you digging with your hands? You have a little,
My hands.
yeah.
She does have that compact shovel.
Oh
Mhm.
wait, I
that's right, you
do,
have a
but
little shovel.
I do. I pull out my little shovel. It was a gift. I have to use it,
Yeah. I came across
and I
like
need to roll better.
a useful way to think of the altar items or personal items in your room or whatever, cozy items.
Yeah.
Is that you always have those items available to you for like fictional positioning. So like even though you
Oh.
used your dirt spice rack, you'll still like have you haven't used it up, you still have it. But you can only check them once for mechanical advantage. But there's like always so like if you checked off your shovel to get advantage, you could still see like I still have my shovel.
I can still dig. And then
Yeah.
I remember when we were playing Brindlewood, it was also really helpful to know because I had one of mine was like a pram.
Yeah.
And I didn't have to
Oh.
drag the pram around with me, but you
Yeah.
could reference it in some way.
Yeah, and especially since
For
your
Ben's sake, I
altar
think
might
that
be
was
like
helpful.
an abandoned theater. Like you don't have your abandoned theater with you all the time. So
Drag it with you.
it could either be something on you
That is
or
good.
something that helps you like, oh,
Yeah.
like I have a letter from my mentor or whatever, and thinking about that helps me figure this out. So you don't always have to have the actual thing in hand.
Yeah.
So are you using the shovel to dig or are you using your hands?
Yeah. Anytime I get more die, let's do it.
I mean, not for dice, just for fictional.
Oh, yeah. It's just a little shovel.
Yeah.
Holds out.
As you're digging, you know, you this is something that you do all the time.
Yeah. I like to
And so
pretend like I'm in my grave.
you're
And
be
familiar
a
with
little bit
all
cooler.
kinds of you're familiar with all kinds of dirt.
I know my dirt.
Sandy, dusty, real like loamy, rich organic dirt.
Oh, that was the clue earlier.
Clay.
We saw that the dirt had no loam.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I did have a clue. I am
Did have a
helpful.
clue.
I was just like, what was I doing? Bumbling around the whole time? Probably, but
oh, that wasn't a clue. That was just a paint the scene, I think.
oh,
I had that written down there. Yeah.
okay. I'll try better this time.
It's all right. You're good. But this time, so
Beat
you're you know, like, oh, like if it's clay, you're gonna do something different. But this is really like this area around the warehouse is actually like really organic, rich. And you know, it's a lot easier to dig than just like packed dust or whatever. And you're accustomed to like having to dig out, you know, limestone if it's all over the place, or if you're near water table, how to like deal with that. And you hit what you are sure is a root, and you're like, cool, no problem, I know how to deal with roots. As you kind of like jam your shovel into it, it kind of gives way almost as if it has moved deeper when you instead of like breaking like it usually does. It kind of moves deeper and you see the soil kind of sink a little bit underneath it. Ben, what was your next question for the kid?
I was going to ask about if he's lost anyone, or if she's lost anyone.
Yeah. Yeah, and the like real like not good at hiding emotions.
Right.
This one.
Oh no.
And kind of like looks down and begins to talk, and she opens her mouth and you can see a little tendril coming out of her throat, and she starts gagging a little bit, and she looks up at you, and you can kind of hear her make the words "oh no," as vines seep out from under her eyes and start writhing a little bit towards you, and you can see where she'd been itching. Vines had actually been crawling up her back, and roots have taken hold around her legs, and yeah, they seem to have entered through her back and are coming out through her face. And she's just like starts flailing her arms a lot. How do you feel about that? Or I guess since it was Sebastian who asked the question, Bastian, how does a young girl getting consumed by vines and roots in front of you make you feel?
Not great. I definitely feel like I need to try to help this girl in some way, but I'm also not exactly sure.
I like
how
that you're giving
to
each of the
help
characters
this
a
girl.
quick psychopath test.
Yeah, right. I don't
Wait,
care.
before you finish that, let's go to the next. What does this make you feel? Nothing. I feel nothing.
So yeah, I think
I feel inconvenienced.
I'm fishing for a condition for you.
Oh, it can. Oh, I got you. I was looking at moves.
Condition. Funny.
What's your reaction to
well,
someone
my
exploding into
reaction.
vines?
Actually, I feel very helpless because I feel like I should do something, but I have no idea what to do. So I feel
Excellent.
that.
Add the condition helpless.
Guess you're not a disappointment.
Yes, I am actually
A helpless disappointment.
Oh.
And vine compelled. So as you're,
oh my God, I'm all three of these things.
like, you
bad
feel
shape.
helpless,
Yeah,
but
facets.
also you don't recoil because there's something about the way
Like
the
vines are cool,
bursting
man.
from your body are just like you almost feel like itching yourself a little bit. Like, what if?
I kind of want to wear some
What if that was
vines.
me? What if that was me?
I could make a vine cloak.
How are the rest of you reacting to this young girl exploding into vines and roots in front of you?
Yeah, raising the alarm.
Oh yeah, I think Hugh is just kind of uselessly slowly backing away. I'm like, I should do so. What do I?
That's useful for you. That's fine.
I think Ren is like, I'm gonna have to give up my whole, and starts like kind of walking towards and is like, do you need my help?
Walking towards.
Maybe we should all wear vines.
You need my help?
So I think this clearly has something to do with the harvest god.
Nah.
Says you.
What
Could be anybody.
are you afraid might happen if you get too close?
That my life will be lengthened.
How so? Tell me more.
I don't want some strange god to add to my life or enhance my powers in any way. I would like to meet my maker on my appointed day and no later. That day cannot come soon enough. And I do not wish to live longer.
Yeah, I think it is worse than that.
No.
In
Immortality.
Yeah, exactly.
Why?
The hungering roots would keep you alive by making you a part of them. And you would be aware the entire time they would rip you from the maiden.
Never to meet my lady.
You can choose to back. You can choose to back down or continue approaching the girl. What would you like to do? You're going to continue?
Is that as a group or is that specifically Rin you're talking to?
This is for Ren.
Okay,
Oh
gotcha.
yeah.
Yeah, this
Okay,
is
yeah,
the.
I'm gonna
do
do
you
it.
want? Do you actually want to do it? Move.
All right.
You do it every time, and I'm like, I should say no. I'm not going to.
You really should. You really
Trying to
should.
warn me. This is the worst that could happen.
So I
We got lots of
feel like
masks.
this requires a
You've already
steady
died
hand,
twice, right?
steady hand or calm disposition. So I think this is going to be with focus, which we have one in.
I
So
got
you're
one
going
of
to be
them.
rolling 2 dice plus 1, and you can add something from your altar if you wish.
Would someone put the roller in the chat for me?
Yeah.
Yes. Go ahead.
Oh, why I didn't have it saved. Sorry. I'll be off in Slug Blaster if not.
You are also entering a dangerous situation without concern for your physical safety.
Yes, finally.
Would you like to mark fate and take that roll with advantage?
Yes.
All right, go ahead and mark fate.
Let's eat through that fate. There's only a limited
Nom, nom,
amount of
nom.
them, right?
Burn the fate. Burn
Keep
the
in mind,
fate.
you all, I've already died twice, so I'm winning.
Okay, I'm
We gotta
catching
catch
up.
up.
Today I'm gonna win. Catch up. Oh wait, I am a T-Rex warned us, and I don't know that I renewed my questions.
If you would like to renew your questions, feel free to do so.
Okay. Well, I haven't even looked at them, which tells me that now.
Oh man, I've
Okay.
been missing out on chat. I forgot to look.
Yeah. How many T-Rexes there?
I know. I hadn't
Yeah.
seen T-Rex in forever.
Yeah, let's kick it.
Yeah, hey. So 3 die?
Mhm.
Take
Top
the
two.
top 2.
Top 2, add 1.
Jesus, that's so much. Yeah.
Boy,
Ideally,
What am I even trying to do? I forgot.
you're trying not to get grabbed by the vines.
Oh, I'm just trying to see if he needs see what help she needs.
Yeah.
Offer help. Like what you're supposed to do. Okay.
Looks like a 4 and a 6 plus 1.
Really
Appropriate.
hits the tone of the game
Yeah, super hits the
perfectly.
tone. Cool. Mark your fate,
Fate.
box on your
Sorry,
thing.
I got so many check boxes. I got
Yeah.
distracted by the other ones. This game has so many little things. I love it.
Little
Where's
bits and
my
bobs.
fate? Oh, you're trying to draw me to it. I
Line
see.
130.
Okay. Thank you.
Great. So what does helping her look like?
I think when I'm helping someone, I like grab their, sometimes I'll just like, I think I'm just like holding her cheeks
Mm.
and like putting my, I think I hold her cheeks and put my like forehead against hers. And I'm like, just say
Jesus.
the word and I will help.
Great. So you're leaning your forehead against her
Just
forehead while vines and roots are coming out of her eyes and nose and mouth and ears.
Yeah, but I know my appointed day.
Yep. Yeah. And they're kind of like,
it is today.
they're kind of like coming,
Today's
going
my
around,
day.
they're kind of going around your head. And you can feel them kind of brushing up
Tickles.
your arms.
Uh,
And oof,
I think being vine compelled, I'm jealous. I'm like, what? Oh,
Yeah.
man. How does
um,
she get the vines?
and her eyes are rolled back and blood is coming out from underneath where the vines are coming out, and she's kind of like convulsing and gagging.
I did not hear you whisper to me, so I do not think you are my task, but just to make sure.
Oh yeah. And you can see her eyes kind of saccading kind of down so she can fix your gaze again. And oh geez, I'm trying to figure out how to position this as a task for you.
I think I should get some clues. Feels like a time when I would get clues.
Oh no, this is not a clue situation.
I just feel like
this is a task
I feel
this is a task from the Karen Maiden situation.
I feel like the clues just coming along. Okay, yeah, give me something from the Karen Maiden. I love having a job.
yeah, her eyes eventually come back, and she goes still for a minute, and she just looks at you and whispers, "Take me home." And her body just falls apart. And there's
All
like
right.
a writhing mess of vines and roots that kind of like they're kind of like looks like they're kind of like mopping up bits of body and stuff around
Oh.
her. And Pickles, the cat, is also kind of like the cat that was circling around
Yeah.
her feet is also kind of like licking and nuzzling the bits of meat on the ground now. And as you know, there's still vines and roots kind of like feeding before pulling back into the ground. And as you just kind of like recover from this,
Yeah.
on one of the rooftops of the
Never
tenement
gets-
buildings, you see a veiled woman just standing there. It almost looks like there's like almost as if like a fog has descended just to the rooftops where she's standing. And yeah, look at her and then shake your head for a second and she's gone.
Yeah, I think Ren just evolves into like mumbled prayers.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
your task is take
Yep.
this young girl's
Maybe I
name
say.
was Lucas. So your
Lucas.
task is take Lucas home.
Okay. Do I have a place where I get to keep track of these?
Do
Do I have an
there
agenda?
should be. I think you look
planner?
down on
An asana?
your.
I need a asana.
Oh my god, there's
You're
so
a
much
ticket.
mechanical stuff at the end here. In the notes
Mine.
There's
section.
notes. Okay, yeah.
172.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeez, what a haphazard way to keep track of my things.
Well, there goes my hope for
Take-
starting a children's theater here.
Lucas. No, that was the only child.
That's the real loss here.
That's
Take Lucas home.
Lukas.
Lucas.
Lucas home. Okay, got it.
Lucas is currently in several pieces, so you might have to find a way to collect her together.
That's why I wear so many shawls.
Oh Jesus!
Woo.
Woo!
Like, you know how you
Um,
carry apples?
Yep, yep,
Like if you have an apron.
yep. That's why I wear so many shawls. Amazing. The other three of you see this happen. Tell me what you do.
Yeah, I think Ren just devolves into mumbling prayers.
Yeah, Ren's
Yeah.
got a little bit of work to do right now.
Yeah, Zeph is just doing the tip like cursing and like gesticulating. Like what the fuck? Oh, all these, I don't. We're just. It's the thing. Just fucking hey. You know.
I think Hugh is kept carefully stepping around and looking to see if there are any vines poking up around him.
Yeah.
Yeah, not around you.
Are,
Yep.
are there any like prayer marks left on the street or?
No, there are no prayer
Yeah.
marks here. This was whatever the god or saint or angel that these roots represent did it on their own accord.
I think Sir is having a bad day here. He's a
Yes.
disappointment. He's vine compelled. He's felt helpless to help the girl. So I think Sir says to him, he's like, look, I need a break from this case. I'm going to go check out the new assignment. Who wants to come with me?
I think Hugh immediately signs up for this.
Psychopath
like-
text
Ren
checked.
like makes a gesture at you, like go like swipes you away.
Oh, no.
He's like, I don't know. Don't bother me now. Kind of.
Looks like Rin can continue investigating here, and we'll meet them back. After all,
Investigating.
we have
Yes.
several cases we got to juggle here. Let's go at least get a start on the
Get
old
out of here.
on the old Dusk Mother.
Oh my. Amazing.
You're taking the car.
Yes, I'm
Love-
taking the car. I'm not going to walk to the Dust Mother.
So,
Ren loves walking.
and we're gonna stay here without a car. And,
There's
like,
Come
I'm
back.
yes, we're
Yeah.
not splitting up permanently. I'm sure you
No.
could look if you can always take public
Yeah.
transportation or a taxi or something. I
that,
don't know.
yeah.
I don't know what comes to this area exactly, but we need to check out the Dusk Mother, and I need to get the hell out of here before I embrace the vines and give up the Watcher in the Wings to become one with this plant god, which is seeming far too appealing right now. And I'm having
Theater
to.
people.
Hugh
Theater
is
people
watch-
get done with one project,
So
on to the
dramatic.
next.
and Hugh is watching that whole speech with like mounting like confusion and horror. Like, wait, what? Extended over.
All I know is the vines looked very inviting, and I felt like they'd feel very good wrapped around me.
Yeah, let's go to the car.
So
I guess so.
Hugh and Sebastian are going to the car. Is that right?
Yes.
Cloak Brothers.
For a journey move is what I'm
Mhm.
going for here.
Yeah, good.
Oh,
Good
Oh,
call.
Shit.
So cool. This is the was it a station wagon with the paneling? Was
Yeah,
that
it
what-
was
Yeah.
a beat up piece of
Beat up.
shit.
Yeah, you turn
Government
it on,
issued
a cloud
station
of
wagon.
blue smoke comes out the back. Zeph's prayer marks for Saint Electric along the steering column, just to get it working.
I feel like the radio dial doesn't work, so you can only press the 5 buttons. It's just
Mhm.
whichever 5 presets are on there is all you can do because the tuner knob
Yes,
doesn't do anything.
yes. Fantastic.
So much talk radio.
Zeph, are you gonna help Ren collect up her burden?
uh,
There.
well,
Their burden.
Yeah, I guess so.
I think Ren
Um,
starts handing Zeph pieces.
Like,
Oh God.
Nice,
Or like,
nice.
I think Ren
Oh.
like has tried to like get it all in their own hands, but is like, oh, you're here.
Yeah.
It starts handing you things.
Yeah. Okay.
Great. I think that is a good place to take our first break. We'll do 5,
Thank you, 5.
and we'll be right back. Alrighty. So as Sebastian and Hugh get the car started and putter off, Ren and Zeph have collected up what remains of their friend Lucas. When you get yourself all situated there, you're still outside the chain link fence of the warehouse that the harvest god is presumably in. What would you two like to do next in your investigation here?
I'm going to dig a hole.
Uh, yeah, I think I ask Ren that. Like, so, we're supposed to. Where is home for these chunks of meat? I'm trying to be cool and not like throw up. Like, yeah, like not like I care, but you know.
Yes, we are all chunks. We are all but shreds of flesh,
I know, I've heard it all.
waiting, stumbling towards
sacks of dirt.
our final resting place.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't really want to go into the big scary warehouse, just two of us. But I also don't want more people to come apart in front of us, which I think is going to happen the more time we take. So, are we supposed to? Do you know where this? We're supposed to put Lucas to rest, or should we just go in?
Lucas will tell us.
Which probably will tell you at some point.
We
Okay.
it is not our job to steer such things. We must simply wait and listen. Bunny. Bunny is chewing on a giant post-it note. It's very cute.
I guess now at least we fulfill the warning sign about being accompanied by a child. That is pretty cute.
Bunny, sorry, we
God.
laughed at you.
Oh. Well, laughing with. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's just go knock. We're here to help.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not going to talk me out of this? You're not going to give like a big speech about our place in the universe and how we're all being moved about by some sort of cosmic director who's.
You see this speck? And like points to a speck floating in front of your face. Do you think this speck knows what to do next? No. This speck is floating along on the eddies and currents of what it thinks to be actual wind storms, which to us feel merely like a breeze. What am I to know of what the gods want other than what I must do before I take my rest? We could knock.
It's like, yeah, it's like everyone's got a little Sebastian in them.
I did take that checkbox this time, so thank you.
Okay. Well, you're still.
What do
you're still
you think of the
quieter.
gods? What do you claim to know of these gods?
I just want to get out of here, and I want less people to die. You know, at least in front of me, I guess.
Why would you
gross.
wish for such a torture as to be alive for longer than one's length?
That's one way to look at it, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, you know, we haven't really spent a lot of time together. Maybe that's an okay thing. Like let's go knock. Let's see what happens. I just
Yeah, you follow the chain link fence around to there's like an entrance with a a road that goes up where clearly trucks come in and out, and a part of the chain link that's kind of like rolls in and out. And there's not a guard house per se,
Mhm.
but there's like one of those little like little portable like tents that you see at like a street fair, um, kind of set up to keep, if it were sunny, would be keeping the shade. If it were raining, it would keep them out of the weather, but it is neither of those things. It's just kind of like a blandly sunny day. And sitting on a metal folding chair under that is uh, a uh, a guy just wearing kind of like gray overalls. He's got really tight braids, combat boots, and um, he's got like one of those big, like when folks are trying to drink a lot of water, they have those big plastic bottles. He's just kind of like sitting, kind of staring at the sky, and one of those bottles kind of just like swinging from one arm. Just kind of has a placid look on his face.
Hmm.
He doesn't really pay you a lot of attention when you come up to the gate. Doesn't seem concerned.
Okay. Uh, yeah. I don't like being ignored. uh, uh, it's so funny having like this thing where like we're not supposed to get into our backstory.
Mhm.
It's like as the younger brother, I don't like being ignored.
Funny.
But I don't know. Maybe I'm the older brother. Yeah. Um, if this guy's not paying attention to us, I'll go to Ren and be like, okay, um, how do you want to play this? Should we just
Play.
be forth? Oh yeah, I chose the wrong word. Uh, uh,
I know several games.
um, uh, I'm thinking we should just tell them who we are and point out that things are spiraling out of control in their town.
I do agree. There seems to be an imbalance.
Yes.
I do
Yeah.
not think Lucas was supposed to meet their fate at that time,
See,
but
we
it
can
is not
agree.
for me to judge.
Hmm.
I
Well,
do wonder and worry sometimes not to question the gods, not to lose my own faith.
right. Okay.
But you know,
Uh,
do you ever wonder what if it was all in your head?
uh, um, uh, I'm gonna
I
be
guess you
honest.
have more manifestations of your
Yeah,
particular god.
yeah. It's hard to disbelieve in lighting and uh, dishwashers. They have things called electric mail in the wait in the Linger Straits, I think. I don't know. I've heard of it. There's all
It
these things
doesn't seem
it's
necessary.
well, I mean, there's not a lot that's necessary for us here, but you know, we still got to try things.
Yeah, I suppose we must pass the time.
Yeah. See, okay. Yeah. Yeah, we're vibing. I get it. Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay.
You wish me to introduce us.
Yeah. You've got kind of more uh gravitas. And I don't want anyone to call me Corpo right now.
Money. Don't eat it though.
Gonna eat the whole thing.
Don't eat it. He loves to eat paper. Funny.
I mean, it's like partly pre-digested bark, right?
Mhm.
Or it's like, oh yeah.
I actually did it. I had to hide it from you. Yeah, so I'll go over and introduce us.
Cool. Go ahead and do that. Yeah, when you come by, he's kind of like he acknowledges you, and kind of like just go like, Like he doesn't say anything until you say something. He's just kind of like, oh, cool. There's people here.
Um, uh, salutations.
Hey,
This is my companion Zed. Zeph.
oh, like Zephyr on the wind. Cool.
Much the very same. I'm Rin.
Bird.
Like a bird. Like a bird.
Awesome. Avery. Like
Avery.
the
Like a place to keep
stationary, I
birds.
guess. Yeah. No, like yeah, not an aviary.
What a mail talk today.
Like the stickers you put on envelopes. What's up?
We were wondering what's wrong with this place. Right, Zeph? That's it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, there's nothing wrong, I don't think.
You ever see? I know I was gonna be quiet, but like, yeah. Zeph just like we just saw a girl just come apart with vines. Is that a thing that you're used to here?
Shit. It's a lot to take in, man.
Okay,
Cool tie. Like it.
thanks. It's ironic.
Why?
Because it's it's like a simple look. I don't really want to get into this right now, but it's like
Screws his water jug and takes a big swig.
it's a commentary on how we're all being strangled by a
Wow.
cat. Yeah,
Huh. Never really thought about that.
yeah,
Cool.
yeah. All right. So, uh, are you guarding the
Yeah, that's my
warehouse?
job. I'm the guard
Oh,
here.
okay.
I mean, one of the guards, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Should uh do you want to do you want to walk us in and bring us to the boss?
Oh yeah, you got business? What's your business?
Yeah, we need to talk about not letting vines take apart people.
Wild, man.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I suppose that stuff happens like that, right?
Uh it does. When you've got a god out of control.
Yeah. I mean, God's got to feed, right, man? Like you give a little, you take a little, it all evens out.
How much are you taking?
He's like, he picks up his water bottle, like kind of like swings it around a little bit. It's like, I don't know. I take what I can get, right, man?
No, that is not the
That
way.
that's not balance at all. That's
That's not the
that's
way.
I mean, that's what they're for, right? You feed them and they give you stuff. That's what gods are for.
And I think
That's what gods are for.
Rand gets way too close. And is like, there are certain gods you do not wish to feed.
Yeah, I mean, some of them suck, right?
Mhm.
But the roots are
And
cool. I mean, we're doing great.
people who are doing great generally do not claim to
I mean, you asked,
without being asked.
didn't you ask? I think you asked, right? Yeah. Sorry. I mean, yeah, it's cool. Do you want some?
Um, probably not.
Holds out the bottle.
Yeah.
It's pretty great.
Remind me
I
of we have like information gathering
yeah.
as a move. Sorry,
Oh
I'm
yeah.
looking for the moves.
Yeah, the information move. Would you like to? Are you trying to get
Information.
information out of him?
What are the other moves? Action.
So
Information.
basically, there's the information move when you're trying to collect clues. When you are basically in a risky situation or facing something that you fear, it's either going to be the veiled move, which is the day move,
Oh, I
basically,
see.
or
Okay. Day
or
move.
if you're doing something that involves a god, like some god exploding someone with roots in front of you, then that's the revelation move instead, versus kind of a night move.
Yeah, correct me if
Okay.
I'm wrong. The way I was looking at, like, the information move is like the only one we can really choose to do, right? Because the other two are kind of you determine whether they're
Yeah.
Hmm.
like,
Unless
we
you're
don't
like,
go, I'm doing a revelation move. You determine the
unless you're like,
situation.
because like the veiled and revelation moves also kick off when there's something that you're facing, something you fear. So if I'm like, oh, there's a weird scarecrow here, and you're like, that's fucked up, I'm gonna roll my veiled
Okay.
move. That's scary to me. So there are definitely
Oh.
situations where you can.
I think I know what I want to do. He's handing me the water bottle, right? So I'm
Yeah,
just
he
gonna
was
take
like-
it.
Yeah, I mean, since drinking this, man, I quit drinking altogether.
I think I'm gonna
anything
pour a
else.
little bit of it in one of my little dirt jars and like swirl it around.
Wow. Yeah, man, I
I'm
used to be
doing
into
an
all sorts of bad
information
stuff.
move.
You
because
did an information
maybe
move.
it'll
All
teach me
right.
something about this isn't water or whatever is going on.
Oh yeah, it's not water, it's tea. Yeah, you get it like when you open up, it smells like kombucha, like a really like a really punchy kombucha.
Yeah.
Cool. Tell me what what stat you're doing with this insight.
Yeah, or insight or yeah, communion or insight. I think
Communion?
maybe insight.
Okay,
I
let's
was
do
just-
insight then.
Yeah, I was just like maybe something like I know something about these dirt's reactivities or something.
Cool.
Maybe there's just limestone in it, and I'm like, let's see if it's
Bubble,
basic.
bubble.
bubble. Wait, acidic? Yeah.
But yeah, right. Cool. So that's gonna be 2 dice plus 1, unless you want to add something to it.
And I can't help.
No.
I've actually already used my dirt spice rack, so I'm not really using that in
Yeah.
the move.
You're not using it mechanically. Yeah.
I don't know if I want to keep barreling towards using all my fates. So
Well, you're not
Maybe.
in any danger right now, so it's
so that would be
just 2 dice plus 1.
2 dice plus 1.
Yep.
See,
That is an 11. Fantastic.
doing okay today.
That means you get a clue. That means I
Yay,
get to
my very own.
choose a clue.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to give you your. Oh, sorry.
Need to find a creepier version of that.
I know, right?
It's the same thing slowed down 50%.
Like,
Mhm.
okay, it's not over yet. I'm just gonna start talking again.
Yeah, this one seems pretty straightforward. Yeah, so it reacts the same way you would expect if you poured kombucha into a test tube full of dirt would react.
Spontaneous life.
Spontaneous life erupts. It is a little bit more like almost like you're looking at like a little vial of sea monkeys. Like there is little stuff kind of fizzing around in it, in kind of like brownian organic kind of way. And by the time you have kind of satisfied yourself, like, okay, like this isn't magic or something immediately, obviously,
Okay.
any more than it seems. Avery has kind of probably names are looking at the book instead of the names. Zeph, you see Avery kind of walk to the side of the building. It's like 30, 20 feet away, and there's like a little like utility, not panel, but like a little box kind of swings open, and, grabs some stuff and comes back. And by the time Ren is done with their little analysis, he's got like an armful of like face masks and like gloves and stuff. And he's like hands them to you. And he's like, if you're gonna come in, you're gonna need these, I guess. So suit up and we can get you taken care of. You sure you don't want to try some of this?
Like Ren hands it to Zeph.
It's like
Not
man,
for
there's
me.
nothing like it. It's like
I believe
floating
you.
down river on a perfect moonlit night. You know, it's like wherever you're headed, things are gonna be all right. Like,
I am forbidden from hastening my demise.
no, it's not about hastening a demise. It's just kind of like accepting what's there and just kind of like you were saying, like kind of going with it. You're not one of us, right? You gotta he looks at the shawl slung over your shoulder, I guess, kind of dripping. You're not here to are you here to feed it?
My god is a scavenger.
Yeah, that
Jackal God? Buzzard God? Like bugs? He like is like looking like trying like looks like he's trying to like look in your eyes to see if there's something written on the back of the insides of your eyes. You just like can't quite figure it out.
I have a bee veil on.
Yeah, he's
so
just like
I
looking
think people are
straight
not
through
all
that.
ever really sure where to look.
Yeah, he's
for
like
my
looking in
eyes.
there like oh you're one of them bugs? Scrivener. You're a Scrivener.
No,
Cool.
that's you.
No, I'm not a Scrivener. I'm with the Roots.
I quit this game.
That's never gonna not be
open
funny.
door on puns. Guy, what guy?
Yeah, he offers to take you in, and
Yep.
if you want to try some tea, you're more than welcome to.
I think I was very tempted until he was like, "Oh yeah, you just like accept what's there."
Yeah, it's just all cool, man.
That doesn't sound like Zeph.
It's
You look pretty high strung, man. It seems like, I mean, that tie is kind of loose, but it seems like it loosened it even a little bit more.
no, it's yeah. We're not here to accept. We're here to.
You're here to feed the god, all right?
To fight. Yes. Okay.
Man,
Sure.
to fight
Zeph likes
what?
to fight entropy.
Wait.
Or not entropy.
He puts his hand on Zeph's chest. It's like,
Momentum?
we're not gonna fight, man.
No. Yeah. I mean, we're here to fight to make a better world.
He's always trying to find the potential energies and things and
Yeah, that's what we're doing. What?
Cool. Yeah. Let's do this.
All right, cool, man.
Yeah.
And he like turns and leaves you in.
Great, this'll be fine.
Yeah.
Let's join Sebastian and Hugh on the
Road trip.
You're on your way to the forest to Weft near the Clutching Woods. But gods must feed, but everyone else gets hungry. So you are going to stop at a diner on the way. And it sounds like Sebastian was compelled to stop at the Seed and Vine.
I want to think that we
man.
pass, like we just see the place by the roadside. Sir is just like,
I'm hungry. We must stop here now.
Great.
Hugh is just kind of perplexed until he takes a good look at the sign. And he's like, oh.
Sebastian, paint the scene. What notable iconography or decor of this diner stands out to you?
That it's made to look like it's overgrown with various flora, but it's obviously all very fake,
Mhm.
like, Disney Jungle Cruise
Right, right.
sort of quality. So it is definitely something you can tell, like, also was done probably when it opened 20 years ago. So it's all very faded and damaged.
Nice. And Hugh, once you get inside, what special is featured on the menu?
Oh God, they have something called the Sweet Jolly Crunch Wrap.
Some Jolly Crunch Wrap.
It's like
What?
very themed around. Yes.
Cereal in a lettuce wrap.
Oh no.
Just all quinoa materials.
Yeah. Great. So we are going to do the journey scene, or this is the journey phase.
Don't stop believing.
The journey scene. We just need to paint the scene. And we are going to do a thing here called let me check this here. Check it. There's a recall a time question. So this is a question for the group, the two of you. What restaurant did your family visit on special occasions?
My family loved to visit the Time Traveler, where you could sit in different themed sections, the medieval section or the future section, or things like that. And of course, everyone was in cheap costumes and had to speak appropriately in character.
Did they have a fire engine salad bar?
No, I don't think they did. They had something. I think what would they have? I think they had the vortex salad bars in the middle of all the sections. So it's kind of like the hub of all the different. It was like looked like a big swirling sort of black hole.
Nice. What about Hugh?
Let's see. Because I think it would have been this neck of the woods too. And yeah, I'm not gonna, well, it's a restaurant. I think it has, what sort of name would it have? Like, yeah, I think the restaurant is called Silver Island, and it is one of the it was one of the only restaurants around there that was not founded by people from there. And so none of the prayer markings around there seemed familiar,
Nice.
nor the artwork. But it kind of quickly became a favorite of this, all you can eat bar of like, yeah, just really spicy food. And
nice.
And everyone, yeah, and the family always felt like we had to like dress for Sunday to go to that place. And I have memories of seeing how much I could fit on a plate and just sit there in this pyramid of of odd looking, brightly colored food.
Nice.
And I think I had been hoping we would be able to get there before screeched over to.
Awesome. Let me double check, make sure I'm not missing anything. Great. Cool. Yeah. So, what's it like when the two of you sit down and have a little break from driving?
I kind of have a hit on something. Like, I can see us kind of cutting in on Hugh saying, "Look, I'm not saying the skeletons have to suffer, but if they do, I'm just saying we nudge the ball a little in that direction, and we're doing our job, and it's good for everybody, right? I'm saying no one would mind. I mean, the skeletons would, but he's like kind of picking at this giant crunch wrap, trying to figure out the right way to manage it. He's like he stabs at it and milk starts spilling out, and he's just looking up.
I think Sarah's like, well, look, as long as we solve it in a way that satisfies all parties, everyone has their individual ways of doing such a thing.
And he responds, "So you're with me, right?" Like crunching the cereal.
I mean, I'm not one to dispense violence or suffering myself much, but I mean, really, it's too early to say. We need to get more clues. We don't even really know what's going on there, do we?
Just don't get in the way if it comes time to, see to it that the worst family in the what was the region called?
It
The-
was the
Hungry Woods.
this is near the Clutching Woods.
The clutching woods near in the clutching area just kind of gets their, comeuppance. We'd be heroes to the clutch, I tell you that.
The Watcher does love comeuppances.
See, it's like a story.
That is usually a very satisfying ending to a story. When you build up a character's just despicableness until you are so satisfied to see them get what's coming to them.
Can I tell any stories about what the skeletons have done, or should I hold off on that?
So here's the journey move that you're gonna be doing here. So while you're traveling to another assignment, when you and at least one other custodian share a scene where you discuss your personal history or relationship to divinity, you each clear a condition. Then you will stumble upon a clue. You will tell me what the clue is. So
Okay.
if you want to make up something about the skeletons and make that a clue, that would be cool. Or it could be
Yeah.
something else.
Um,
And if for some reason you are alone, you can engage in your personal ritual to clear an appropriation.
Oh, that's right.
okay.
Forgot about
Yeah, so I think Hugh is just kind of like kind of sets down his fork for a second and yeah, asks her, have you ever heard of Crashdown Hollow?
Of course. And I believe I went there once for a road show.
Blighted. There's still a few people getting by there, but yeah, the land is tired.
Aren't we all?
Uh, yeah, the skeletons weren't originally from the Clutch. They lived in Crashdown. And they proudly announced that they were tripling their crops that year, that they wouldn't have to let anything lay fallow, that gods, they had said, at Sunday service, they said, God was shining upon them, and they need only look at the strange light that seemed to emanate from their home in the moonlight. And it was good at first. They made a lot of money, but something got leached from the land. I never knew what happened exactly. And I'd heard about it secondhand when they moved to the Clutch. Lots of tongues wagging saying, "Yep, it's gonna happen again, ain't it?" But I mean, people talk, right? And
You know a lot about these skeletons.
everybody from the Clutch does. Yeah.
What do you want to make into a clue?
Oh man. Um, can this has happened before be a clue?
Yeah.
Or
Dot, dot. Yeah, totally.
okay. Anyway, that's why I don't trust them.
Well, I'm glad you're with me on this initial foray into the investigation.
I'm your inside man. What would I be in the play version of this?
Well, I believe you just took the lead role, my friend.
And I think he was just like, yay, that's great.
Fantastic.
Nothing bad happens to lead characters.
You can also each clear a condition if you like.
Yeah, I'd like one of my three. I am going to
No
clear
longer a disappointment.
Yes, same. I'm no longer a disappointment. I think that
Oh,
I
We
feel like
believe in
I
each other.
feel like the watcher was happy of me weaving him into the conversation and always keeping
Oh,
him
yeah.
present in the scenes. Respectful.
and as you're talking about the area and the family, you see there's a just a couple tables over. There's a group of some sort of pilgrims. They've got they're like wearing kind of shrouds, and they don't talk, and there doesn't seem like they're eating, but they are drinking from tiny pink cups with matching pink saucers. And there's the three of them there. And they're just sitting, kind of like lifting their shroud, taking a sip, putting it back down. Every
Amateurs. Just drink it through the veil.
strain it. You don't even need a tea bag that way. Just put it.
Live like
Amateurs.
kings.
And it seems like they, while you are talking, they do not drink. And when there's a pause, that's when they take the opportunity to drink. Almost as if they're listening, but it's hard to say.
I feel like Sir Antunes that wants to put that to the test and starts pausing in awkward places and then resuming very hastily. Like he'll look, and as I start to, I was like, and then of course we were to see if they like get a spit take or they put it back down.
And Hugh has
Nice.
no idea what's going on. He's just like, yes. And he starts getting a state where he's not sure when it's his turn in the
It's
conversation.
like I'm not an expert in iambic pentameter. So you lead the way.
I just did I say something wrong? Never mind. I'll just finish my crunch trap.
Nice.
Oh, is it like a Taco Bell crunch wrap though, where it's got like a folded in from the sides?
I think so, yeah.
Oh,
Cool.
And
And that-
so
okay.
are the drinkers kind of following Sebastian's pauses?
yeah, they are.
Interesting indeed. I think once I confirm it, if there's any way to do it without them hearing, I quietly let Hugh in on like what I was doing. You see, I
Yeah,
noticed
and I think even though you're
everybody.
like whispering directly to
Ah,
them,
they're
they're still doing it.
they're still. Oh wow! I was like, damn,
So you have fans, is what I'm hearing.
they're good. They do seem rapt upon my every word.
Are they pausing for me as well, or?
Yes, yeah, it's the two of you.
I
Oh.
think
Character
I think I
energy.
haven't noticed this, and perhaps Sir has not either.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it seems like I definitely noticed they're wrapped up in my speech.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Let's leave y'all there. I think that is the end of the journey move. You did your conditions, you did your clue. So yeah, let's pop back to the warehouse. So yeah, Avery has let Ren and Zeph into the warehouse. what are you interested in seeing in there? Like as he's like, yeah, I mean, he's just like, what do you want me to show you? Where do you want me to take you?
What
Uh,
is your favorite part?
My favorite part is just kind of like hanging outside, looking at the clouds.
who who gives you orders
I
or
mean, that's
asks you
Haven,
to do?
right?
The
I guess he's the
two
boss.
people who talk the best on our team both went off together.
That means it's action time.
The two people who have gods who have words involved,
Yeah.
leaving Buzz and Dig.
I told you not to call me that.
Oh no!
Jesus.
Is that all one victim?
Buzz,
The
and Dig.
Adventures of Zeph. Maybe you have a question. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to talk to someone in charge about.
Yeah, I think after he answers, he's like, "What's your favorite part?"
I like the dirt.
Oh, you gotta see this then. This is so cool. And he takes you to it's like a large corner of the warehouse. It's kind of partitioned off with big like the kind of like the see-through plastic sheets that kind of like flap. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Mhm.
And as you approach, I think Ren especially, you smell this kind of like rich, kind of like fruity, almost decay smell. It's not like a bad like rotting smell, um,
Just
but
barely on this side of anaerobic.
way on the side of anaerobic.
Oh, no.
Very very aerobic, very healthy in fact. And
Oh.
as he pushes the plastic curtain flaps aside, um, this is a pretty large area of the warehouse, and there were, the whole thing has wooden floorboards. Um, in the corner here, they have all collapsed and rotted inwards because there's just a mountain of rotting vegetation and soil and
Question for the
leaves and
keeper.
whatnot. Yeah,
Is the body telling me to bury it here?
it is not. No, the
Okay.
body is silent so far.
Just checking.
But yeah,
I
this
thought
is
maybe. Oh, go ahead.
this is clearly a compost heap, a large, healthy one, and there are kind of like tubes running off from the bottom, and you can see kind of like this brown green liquid kind of bubbling out of it, and they're like hanging it into a bunch of buckets that are sort of hanging on low hooks on the wall, just kind of dripping the runoff from the compost in there.
I
You
think
have a paint the
Ren is
scene
amazed. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, with
Uh,
paint the scene, that'll be good.
Paint the scene question. What disturbing materials have been added to feed the soil?
Mhm, mhm.
That's disturbing. I don't know. What could be more disturbing?
It's just- I can't think of anything other than teeth.
Yeah. They're
Just
throwing,
feels like
good-
we
good
overuse
tea
it.
bags.
Teeth.
Yeah. I don't know. I want to say hair.
You see like clumps of hair,
Yeah.
tangled
Yeah.
hair.
Yeah.
Some long, some gray, some curly clumps. Do you want to see teeth in the pile?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. They're not like, it's not like clearly teeth, but it's like broken up teeth. So you're like, kind of maybe it's
Like like almost chips of like porcelain or something in
It
there.
could be a rock,
Could be a
but
rock.
probably not a rock.
Probably teeth. This rock has a filling. Oh. um. Great. And as you're you're looking at this,
Can I take a sample of it for my
100%. And I think that's how you find it. And it's really healthy compost. Like when you squeeze it, it drips just a drop of water, and it's kind of springy. It smells good. Smells
Can
like
y'all
that
ever tell
active
like
decay.
what Mark's hobbies are when we play this game?
I know a good compost smells like.
You know it's
And,
good.
and you feel that like sharp like grit like kind of hit your hand. Like, oh, that's a weird rock. And as you're kind of looking through this and taking your samples and whatnot,
I think I'm like
Avery's
trying to
just
bite
kind
the
of,
rock. I'm like,
"Ugh,
I don't know,
that's
I think it's
super gross.
yeah. What is this game? I thought I got the
What
toad.
are you afraid might happen
I bite a
when you
tooth?
get this compost in your mouth?
Oh damn it! I could have avoided that.
Easily, just by not putting the compost in your mouth. Yes.
What if I didn't do it?
You do have a beekeeper's mask, so like
This is the veiled move. So you can, if you roll a 7 or 9, you can choose to not do it.
I mean, I'm worried that either stuff will start growing or that pieces of me will start like growing cancerously.
Amazing. I think this is a roll with body or vitality. Sorry.
What's my body like? I bet it's not good.
0.
Oh my god, body, yaddy,
So just
yaddy.
2 dice straight up.
Great, cool.
Can
Can I use anything?
Gonna be great.
what's in
Gotta be great.
Everything
my
will be
altar.
fun.
A bag of feathers, what can you be used for? You're my perfect bag of feathers. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna chew on that tooth.
Mm.
Dirt test. Get your soil tested. Oops, I
What?
accidentally added 1.
11
Oh,
still
okay.
works.
Should be 11.
11 still
I'm
works.
rolling really well today.
Great, yeah. It tastes great.
Like chocolate cake, great, or like
you have been in the dirt enough to know like what
I know my
like
dirt.
dead like alkaline dirt smells like, and what like unusable rocky or like super clay soil feels like. And this is like this.
You mean usable for gardening?
It does not taste like grave dirt. It tastes like
Yeah.
dirt that's alive. Yeah.
Mm.
And that is
Blech.
100% a tooth for certain, for
Blech.
sure. Yeah, this is the one with the filling in it. Just like, oh. And Avery is just beaming. He's just like, this is fucking cool, right?
yeah. So was that person was that a voluntary composting? Or did
You're asking Avery?
Yeah. You like help that along?
I don't know that one in particular. You'd have to talk to Gail or someone. I mean, there's sacrifices, some how sacrifices work, right? Some people choose to go, some people are chosen.
No.
As a conduit of Saint Electric, like you are very, like, as a corporate god worshiper, you are very familiar how involuntary sacrifices are acceptable.
Yeah.
Part of doing business, man.
Yeah, that's kind of, I don't know. It's like it's a little triggering for me. I don't like that. I don't want to start a fight. We're gonna have to shut.
Are you wearing the protective equipment that Avery gave you outside?
Yeah.
Except for the putting the dirt stuff in my mouth.
Yeah.
Well, you like take off one safety mask, take off the bee mask.
Yeah.
Like at some point you're like, I guess I could have not done this. safety gear, just like
And you hear you got a 10 plus. I think you hear from like the other side, like kind of the pile's in the corner, and like you came in one side of it, and you hear like just coming through the plastic on the other side, a woman's voice, and she's like, "Can you hear it?" Directed at Ren, and you don't see her yet, but she's like behind the plastic, kind of just like almost for a second you thought the maiden was a little close. But then she speaks, and it's clearly not.
Here. No, I haven't heard it, which is why I'm
The whispers from the
upset. Thanks
soil.
for asking.
Can you
What?
hear it? And she like pushes through the flaps. This is like a, I don't know, like late 40s, early 50s, kind of thinner woman, um, very very tan. She's got like a long like hippie dress on with like extra pockets sewed on of various materials. She is not wearing any protective equipment at all. She's got bare feet, in fact. Um, long hair that may or may not be the same color as some of the hair in the pile. She's like long hair. She, with her bare feet, kind of takes step closer to Ren, and her eyes just like sparkle as she's talking to you. And she's like, "You hear the whispers, right? Trying to break
For,
through.
for once, no.
Listen close."
I don't usually meet others who hear whispers, and at this moment, I do not hear them. Perhaps, and I think Ren is a little already a little upset that the body has taken so long. Like they don't usually have to carry bodies this long. I think it's like losing a little faith today. And now someone else has said, I hear the whispers and you don't hear them. Well,
From the soil.
perhaps there is a time in all of our lives in which the gods do not wish to tell us why they have abandoned us, but yet they do.
Oh, the roots haven't
And
abandoned you. You just have to listen. They'll share its secrets with you.
sometimes these things feel easy and sometimes they feel like they are beyond me. I do not know why I've been called.
The roots give so freely, but you have to do the same. It doesn't share
Well,
its secrets with those who keep their own close to themselves. And she is like right up in your bean ask now.
and I think Rin like is affected by that.
And
Pauses
she
for a moment.
actually takes your veil and pushes it aside so she can see your face. And she's like, it's just like smiling, sparkling eyes, and just looks like, this is where all the problems in the world come from, selfishness. If you just give, you're going to receive.
I think Red starts to cry a little bit. Well,
Do you have something for us?
I have only myself to give.
She looks at the package that you're carrying.
Oh.
I mean, we'll take you too. It's really comfy.
I do not think this is the place for this one.
We're not the ones that decide.
I'm not one that decides either. Although it has not chosen to speak to me yet. So perhaps
Maybe
I
give
do
it to
not
the
know
roots, and they'll speak to you through the soil. And she goes to take the packet, the bundle over your shoulder, like real gentle, just like,
I think
I'm
Rin
gonna,
holds
I'm gonna
on a
lift
little.
this burden.
Yeah, and I
from
think
you.
Rin like reaches for it, but like lets it happen.
Yeah,
I'm
she takes it and she's starting to untie it.
I'm gonna put a hand on it. It's like that's not for your god. That's that's for her god.
Where's her god? Their god,
There.
I guess. Where's their god?
Hmm.
I don't see them
Always.
around.
Always at some distance.
That's the problem with gods like that. They keep their distance. Never know exactly what they want, what they're looking for.
I think continues like sniffling a little bit.
And she's holding it with what like uh Zeph has one hand on the bundle and she has one hand on the bundle, and she just like she takes her other hand, she looks under her fingernails. Like, sometimes your god, you have to get real close up to hear what they say. Like kind of she
Mm,
chews her fingernails and you can see there's a lot of dirt under her fingernails. And it's
mm,
almost as if she's just like she saved some snacks under there.
mm.
I have tried to be near to my God. It is how I first met. But she does not want to be near to me yet. She remains a mystery. Even though I wish to know her, wish to know why I must go on. Perhaps
Well, you can
this
just
is
take
an
a load off
easier
here.
way. Perhaps this is easier.
You can just take a load off here and all your troubles will be over. And you'll be doing the
Certainly
community a great service.
certainly makes more sense to me. I do not understand my God.
She turns to look at Zeph. Seem like a community-minded gentleman. Don't you want to help out?
Yeah. I mean, the funny thing about my god is she sends messages all the time. I don't have to be close to her. She likes the radio. Uh, uh, I wish I had like a cool move where I turned on a radio really loud or something.
You do have a
Yeah,
radio, right?
I do.
I just turned it on.
That is my my
You can light up
method.
the light bulbs.
My what is it? My prayer. For
Oh yeah,
journey
yeah.
move.
You're
Yeah. I was thinking about tossing a light bulb or some other non-organic material in the compost.
Oh my
But-
god.
Oh,
But I don't want to. I still. I think I like. Yeah. Yes. Uh. Yeah. Can I light up a light bulb with my hands? I don't know what move that
Um,
would be.
I think you
Yeah.
could do
You
that
know
if
what?
you mark a charge.
I
Yeah.
will go back in time and give you one of the trick magic light bulbs.
But I just want to prove that
Funny.
like I don't know. They don't have a monopoly on gods.
Yeah. And I think you have a good relationship with Saint Electric, and you can
Yeah.
uh feel its currents.
Oh.
That there are grow lights and
Mhm.
pumps,
Oh.
and
Oh,
there's
Can
this
I?
this building is wired, like it is consuming a lot of electricity. Maybe maybe they're not paying for all of it,
Yeah,
in
yeah.
fact.
Oh shit.
Yeah, yeah. This is the classic, like, you know, you give a little and expect a lot.
Mhm.
Yeah. Um, yes. Can I? I don't know. Yeah, I want to put on a show. I want to. I want to intimidate them a little bit. I want to
Yeah.
get a little space.
Mhm.
Okay, that's what I'm looking to do.
Cool. So
Or do
what tell me how you're doing that.
Can I? um, dim.
Are you channeling the divine currents of the Saint Electric?
Yes. Yeah.
All
But
right.
I want to siphon the power from the building.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I just want to be like,
Great.
look, like, yeah, your
Great.
your god is a parasite on mine right now.
It is. It
Or-
is. Cool. So this is definitely a revelation move.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Gods are involved. And this is definitely with communion.
Okay.
You are marking charge, so you are rolling advantage, right?
Uh, oh gosh, I know Heath's move. I haven't.
Roll
Roll with advantage. Yes.
Great. So you're gonna be rolling 2 dice, or 3 dice. Take the top two -1 because this is with communion.
Oh, nice. Oh, okay. -1. Okay. Let's see. I mean, this is going to be very a 7, I think.
A
Yeah.
Oh,
7, yes, that will do it. Cool. So on a 7 to 9. I didn't do the the move
what do I
thing.
fear?
What are you afraid is gonna happen
I
if you
am
fail or lose your nerve?
afraid that uh uh um gosh, what am I afraid of? Am I afraid that the god won't answer me, or am I afraid that like it'll be
Ooh.
too much? I think I'm afraid it'll be too much. I'm
Yeah,
afraid that
yeah,
I'll be fried to a crisp and just tossed on the pile.
yeah.
Uh,
And the worst of that is Ren would be too.
no, that's
Yeah.
bad.
Um, but you rolled a 7, so you do it. Tell me what it looks like.
yeah, it
Love it when we
looks,
answer the question after.
Yeah. Still fun.
yeah. It looks like, yeah,
So
just
fun.
like, I mean, it looked kind of like a dumb magic trick. It'll be like, oh, yeah, your god's so great. What about this? But like, I'd like the lights go down a little bit around
Oh
us,
no,
and the light
the lights
bulb
go down
all the way.
all the way.
Okay.
Yeah. When you do, like, the light bulb glows,
Mhm.
I think it actually pops
Mm.
as all the lights go off, and suddenly it is silent. You realize that
Ooh.
you're missing the noises of like the fans that were going and the pumps that were running.
Mhm.
There's probably water gurgling that is slowly dripping to a stop.
Mm.
And it is dark. The warehouse just has the lights that are like on the top, around the top of the warehouse. So there's still sunlight coming through. Um, but and you like get just a glimpse of the clouds passing through that window, like almost makes the outside feel kind of unreal. And you get out like when it gets dark, everything's like almost in black and white inside. And
Hmm.
both Avery, who's been standing there kind of like digging on this, and Gail, like their dispositions turn immediately.
Mhm.
They are not chill anymore.
Whoa, drink your Gatorade.
um, do y'all feel like taking another break, or do you want to get another like 45 minutes? What are you into?
I can go either way.
I'm fine.
Cool. Let's push through then. Get some Dusk Mother action in. Cool. So the station wagon pulls up. Let's see, where are we here? So the questions and opportunities for this are, where is the angel's nest located? That's a complexity 2 that unlocks the other questions. And then the other questions are, how is the angel bound to the skeleton family? That's a complexity 4. That lets you resolve the assignment by weakening, driving away, or destroying the angel, disrupting the cycle of dependency so that the skeleton's family might survive on their own again. There's also a complexity 6, what purpose drives the angel, which lets you resolve the assignment by freeing the angel from the skeleton family and showing it something else it can protect instead. Forest landmark, group of wild creatures, dangerous place. That also unlocks the special move, the Dusk Mother's Embrace. So you you pull into the town of Weft. It's a small town. I'm not gonna say ghost town, but the main street is like there's weeds coming through the cracks of the asphalt, potholes everywhere, um, storefronts that have cracked or broken windows. The signs are all faded. There's some abandoned cars on the side of the road, flat tires. Some have like their hoods up, or the windows are either down or been completely broken out. there's like a rusty bike that's kind of like chained halfway up a signpost.
Mhm.
And you know, it's a little you know, you hear like the wind blowing through, but when the wind blows right, you hear the like distant sounds of like a sputtering generator, maybe some hammering, a dog in the distance. So paint the scene question for both of you.
Mm.
By all appearances, this town is dying out. How can you tell that some residents still care for it fiercely?
Um, um,
I think one way is that. Oh, sorry, you got some.
oh, I have something, but it can wait for your thing.
I was just gonna say, despite the fact there's like you said, there's like grass and weeds and stuff growing up through cracks, which is odd, but like all of it seems to like maintained. It's not growing wild, so it's like been trimmed and so it all looks very neat, even though it's kind of odd that it's neat, but yet growing out of cracks and
They just haven't got
crevices and
to
stuff.
everything. There's a lot to take care of.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
there's areas clearly still
Yeah,
groomed
maintained.
and
Yeah,
maintained
groomed
and
perfectly. Yeah.
And I think there's the one bit of bright color is there's a mounted sign on a building that shows like a clean-cut gentleman smiling at the camera with a flag pattern behind him.
Mhm.
And I'm not sure what the guy's name is, but it's there's a slogan like "Good for business, good for clutch."
What god is he showing
Oh
for
man.
good for business?
I think the flag is related to the god.
Mhm.
And I think, let's see, give me just a second. I think the god is just called the spiral,
Mhm.
and that's part of the flag designs.
Nice. Great. The spiral's good for business, good for clutch. Awesome. Yeah, so do you check out the town? You roll through?
I think Hugh probably doesn't want to, but isn't going to fight about it. I think he's
Mhm.
just kind of sizing it up like, yep, small town and clutch.
I mean, are there people around or is it like abandoned or
Yeah, it looks mostly abandoned. There are a few people around. It's not definitely not bustling by any stretch of the imagination.
but there are if I were to say start monologuing, there are people that would hear me.
There's at least like a vagrant or two, maybe someone who's like looks like they're on their way home with groceries or something. Yeah.
Put your
Someone
hat
who's
out.
ready to attend some street theater.
Okay.
All you have to do is flip your hat over,
Exactly.
put it in front of you.
Then I have an idea. As long as I have an audience, that's all.
Oh no.
And since I'm no longer a disappointment, I'm so
Oh,
inspired.
man.
I think I turned.
Freeze oneself up.
I think I get out of the car and I turn to Hugh and just be like, "Are you ready to play your part? Here we go."
I think just like looking put upon as Eeyore. He's just kind of
Have
drags
you
himself
just
out of the car.
and aside, have you listened to the Watcher and the Wings episode? Yeah,
I haven't yet. I haven't
have
heard that one yet.
Okay, cool. Describe your play to me then.
I think I get out of the car and immediately start, speaking very loud, projecting so everyone can hear me. Large radius being like, and the playwright and his dramaturg entered the city they had heard so much about. The city full of mysteries, full of death, full of enigmas, full of possibilities. And they knew that they would need to speak with the people of the town who he seemed in the past hesitant to speak. but these people could help craft the story and that lure of being part of one of the greatest plays could not be resisted.
But what does the playwright seek in this space?
Can you do like
Honesty.
a stage direction that like introduces one of the people coming on?
Okay.
The first and bravest of the citizens immediately stepped forward to help and craft the story, for they knew that it was for the best of everyone involved.
Fantastic. Let's go ahead and do that roll. You're going to be rolling with presence, which you have +1 in, right?
I do have +1 in.
You do not have a disappointment anymore, so that's good.
Yay.
Do you want to use anything to give yourself advantage? Oh, is Hugh participating?
Grudgingly, yeah.
Okay, great. Then you can add one for the.
So I might get a disappointment out of this.
You might get a disappoint.
Like, right back where I
A
started.
second one. Oh wait, you got rid of yours.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna die of disappointment.
Exactly.
So you've got a +2 right now.
Yeah, +2 right now. So in that case,
And we get disappointment if it's like 7 to 9.
correct. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just debating.
And you can always throw a verse in there to bump it up to a 10 if you want.
Throw away.
Or
Oh, verse, yeah.
I'm suddenly really fast.
Yeah, I'm very stingy with my altar items in this one. 'Cause they do seem so, they feel so rare to me.
Oh yeah, I don't have my move anymore where I just reset them.
Yeah.
I'm still in that mentality. Oops.
Let's
Oh, well.
try it as is with the +2 and see WTF happens.
All right.
Okay.
2 dice +2.
I want this play to go well
Okay,
for you though.
well, that's
A 9. It took you from a 7 to a 9, which.
I'll get my
know.
disappointment queued up.
So yeah, you both get disappointed.
God
Again, you hear the like from somewhere over the rooftops of one of the buildings. You hear the.
Oh.
I think he was just like, of course, fucking course.
How did you describe the player entering?
that the first and bravest of the townspeople walked up to help the playwright with
Great.
this new epic.
And you hear like ding a ding a ding a ding as it's like another like diner. Probably you can see through the window there's counters, probably a diner. A gentleman exits. He looks a little bit like he hadn't finished his coffee a little bit. Kind of like got like squinty eyes looking at you. He's wearing a camo jacket and denim overalls. He's got a long gray ponytail and a cap with like a deer on it or something. And he's chewing on a. You think it's a toothpick, but it's a little bit too thick for a toothpick. It looks like you might just like pick the stick up off the ground or something if you didn't know any better. Did you want him to say a line? Or you can direct him to say a line now if you would like to.
I think I feel like I think I'm giving him the opportunity. I'd be like, and you, good sir, being a new character in this show, you approach the stage and you say,
What is going on here?
very good opening line.
It's on the ground. Who the
We are
fuck are
here.
you?
I am Sir Bastion Ward. You've probably heard of me.
You fucking royalty?
No, only royalty of the theater, my friend.
The stage shut down about 15 years ago, so I think you're out of luck.
Oh, well, you know, it's never too late to open it back up.
No, I think it's too late.
As a matter of fact, you see, I'm writing a play about this town and all the goings-ons here. And when I'm finished with it, perhaps we could debut it here in that theater in the very place it took place. Now, how wonderful would that be?
Spits on the ground again. Look what you want. I was
Well,
coming to town to get supplies.
All I want is to tell the tale of your town honestly and accurately, and that can only be done with the help of fine people like yourself who know the surroundings, who know what really is going on here. Not the rumors and the second-hand information you hear in other towns. You, my friend, are in the midst of the story. You are the lead character of this story. You are the one whose tale needs to be told.
I think Hugh raises a finger and says, we're investigating the skeletons.
Oh. What are you afraid might happen if he does not take well to an outsider asking about the skeletons?
Oh, that's a good question. What am I afraid might happen here?
I think Sir kind of winces as he was trying to not disclose that fact.
Yeah.
I was like, undone all.
Just, I think, yeah, I think we find. I don't know. My worry is that this is somebody who's either a skeleton or works for them, and immediately is like, oh, better raise the alarm.
Raising the alarm, yeah, great.
Yeah,
Cool.
probably
think
worse than that.
This is presents for you.
Okay.
Looks like that's +0.
Yep. Do I have
And
anything?
it's a veiled move, so it's less dangerous.
Oh, okay.
That's what you get for speaking out of turn.
So I can back out of doing the stupid thing.
Yep.
Is it okay if I roll just straight up, Keith?
Of course.
Okay. Rolling 2d6. That's an 8.
That is an 8. All right.
That means I have a way out of it.
Yeah.
Once we found out how bad it is.
Great. So you're asking about the skeletons.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like tell me the word that you said again so I can respond appropriately.
I said we're investigating the skeletons.
He just narrows his eyes at you. And just fixes you for a minute, and you can see the gears like slowly grinding in there. And he just replies, investigate him for what? And just for a second, you see his eyes kind of flick over to the side of the street, where a like old fucked up pickup truck is there.
Oh, no.
This is not an abandoned pickup truck, and it does have a gun rack inside. The windows are open.
Can I interrupt him, or is this like his scene to do with as he
that was he's just like,
yeah.
What he just asked what you're doing, and you notice that like he's like just for a second he's like, my fucking gun is right there.
I kind of
feel
shoot Hugh a glance, and I'm like, investigating for the true facts to tell their story the way it needs to be told, the way the world wants to understand the misunderstood, to tell the truth about their story.
If they're going to be remembered, people got to know why they're so great.
And nod at you like, good job.
Just like forcing the words out of his throat.
He just kind of like stalks up to you, like chest to chest.
Yeah.
And it's like, maybe people ought to mind their own fucking business.
Oh, shit.
If you got something to ask, go ahead and ask. And I'll decide whether I'm going to answer you or knock your ass on the ground.
Oh, God. Yeah, what have we heard so far about the livestock?
If there's a, supposedly a
Um,
stray angel somewhere. The first thing
Yeah,
we have to
there's
figure out
definitely an angel.
to even unlock the other questions is we have to find out the angel's nest.
Yeah.
Where the angel's nest is.
Oh man.
That's definitely our first.
Yeah, and this has been farm animals being harassed in some way or another. Someone like something raiding the meat plant nearby, Hopworth Industries.
Yeah.
And you've got like reports from local law enforcement that like there's an angel in these other parts
I think.
over
okay,
at Skeleton Ranch.
Yeah,
I
I
think.
think. Yeah, would Hugh respond at this point? I think Hugh is kind of gibbering for a second. If Sir wants to cut in, I as a player have something I could throw, but it might make more narrative sense for Sir to be like, here's the thing that he was gonna ask.
I think at this point he feels like spilling being like, all right, well, look, trying to be very conspiratorial, let the guy in.
And I think you probably see Hugh kind of screwing up his
Yeah.
face, getting ready to say exactly what's on his mind.
I don't want to let too much of my story out, but I know I know you're fine. You're not. You don't look like the type who wants to like write a play about all this and steal my ideas. So the word is that there is a stray angel in the abouts, and I would love to make it an offering, but I can't make it an offering without knowing where it is. And perhaps you've seen something, strange things could direct me in a particular direction. It could help me to write this part of the story. Perhaps with an offering, the angel would be part of the story.
Exactly.
Mm.
I'm the dramaturge.
Awesome. I would like you to roll an investigation move.
Yeah.
Before you do that, like before he answers you or addresses you or responds to you, he kind of like he's still like up close with you, and he kind of like gives you like a nudge with his chest. And this is like
just kind of
this guy's like probably 65, but like
doesn't matter.
Feels like he's made of like oak, kind of. And he just like kind of straightens his ass, like points like, I got my fucking eye on you. And I think that's going to be a condition you're going to take. Got my fucking eye on you.
Yeah, that's just, I know I could back down, but that seems fun. So I'll just write
cool.
that in.
Sounds like Bastion is doing an investigation roll with presence. Is that right?
It does sound like that.
Awesome.
And okay. Just looking at my altar once again, seeing if I want to. Oh, I've got so many ideas of ways we could take this. Are there other people around as well, or just this guy right now?
There's like a couple. Like
Okay.
if you needed to rustle someone up, you could.
No. It's more like more wondering if there's any witnesses if I take certain courses of action.
Oh yeah.
So I won't go that way then.
You got a +1 right now.
Yeah. I'm going to use my theater scene pulley.
Ooh, oh my. Tell me how you're working that investigation.
Let me tell you, my friend, if we premiere when I'm finished with this play, if we premiere it at your theater, I could refurbish your theater and let me show you something this pulley is from the Grand Theater in London. I'm usually not much of a superstitious sort, but I believe so much magic went through that theater, so many wonderful performances and plays. I feel there's magic in this pulley, and I think if we use this pulley on the scene pulls in this town's theater, this town could become a thriving hub of culture once again. And all you need to do is play your part, my friend.
Awesome. Cool. Rolling with advantage +1.
And that's roll 3, take the highest 2, right?
That
how
is.
Yeah, okay. Uh,
That's a 3, 4, and 4. So that's an 8 +1 is a 9. So you will get a clue with some complication.
Of course.
Um, so yeah, he kind of like squints at you, squints at the pulley, chews a little bit again, thinks. You can see the gears turning again, and he just goes, "Shit, yeah, get yourself killed for all I care. You need directions to the skeleton's place."
That would be most helpful, my good man.
And he starts kind of rattling off. He's like, "All right, take this road out of town. Go until you see the tree that got hit by lightning. Some prayer marks on it. Just
Then go down a piece.
Take a left there. Go down a piece. Sometimes there's some crows hanging out here, so you gotta take this trail. But don't worry if there's a sign there. It doesn't mean nothing." Like, and it goes on for like a little bit. And it's like, you'll be right there.
And Hugh's just transcribing all of it and drawing a little map.
Awesome. Yeah, and so your clue is travel directions which seem intentionally obtuse, even misleading. And he spits one more time, and he like takes a few steps back, like looks at both of you, and he's like, "Fuck me." And like shakes his head and goes to his truck. It's only in slightly better condition than your station wagon. It's got
Ruin that man's life.
a bag of groceries in the back, and he takes off the other way. Then he pointed to you.
Oh no.
Cool. Let's pop back to the warehouse where the lights have gone out.
Nothing bad has happened.
Nothing bad has happened. I mean, the lights have gone out. Everything's silent, and Gale and Avery have bad looks in their eyes and faces. Gale is right up close to you, Ren. Avery is still at the entrance. They look like they're about to do something, but you don't know what. What would you like to do?
Do you have any a hit, Nick?
Nothing yet. Yeah, if you've got something.
Oh, I was just thinking about running through the dark of an abandoned factory warehouse.
I can love it.
With like a lot of brewery equipment. Oh, just imagine the sound design though.
Yeah.
Still think.
Yeah, I think if you run, Ren will follow.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I think there's just gonna be a veil move. If you would like to do that. Not Hugh, Zeph. I think this is gonna be a veil move with vitality. 2 dice +1.
Okay.
What are you afraid will happen if you are unable to get away?
Well, I'm afraid that we're going to be pulled apart by vines.
Sacrificed. Yeah, great.
Yeah, that's
Cool.
it.
It seems. Yeah.
You said it.
Yeah.
Plant rate. Cool. That's 2 dice +1.
Oh, I got a 5.
That was like horror, but then a porn.
Wilhelm. Great. So I think what happens is yeah. I mean, I think what happens is that you made like in the dark lost track of Avery. And you run right into him. There's another gentleman there, long black hair and a red bandana. And you like basically run into them and they just like grab you. Like they've just like got you, struggling and kicking. And Gale, is backlit by the lights of the windows up from above. And as you're kind of like struggling and kicking, these guys are remarkably strong, wiry, kind of like uh, fuse, I guess. Like you're struggling and like there's no give when they're holding you. And Gale still got the same like outer face, but instead of the sparkling eyes, it's like daggers. And she starts like whistling to herself. You don't recognize the tune, and going over to the wall near the pile, and walks towards you. And she has a trowel that is gleaming in the darkness. And she like looks between you and says, "Who's first?"
Does not make sense. It is not my time.
You first, then. And stabs you in the throat with a trowel.
Well, at least it's a trowel. You probably love if you're gonna get stabbed. You probably preferred stabbing.
Zeph, would you like to use a verse to bring this up to a 7?
I mean, at least one.
Verse of history, verse of prophecy. I think we've already used the
verse for the
yeah. So how do these verses work? The verse of history, basically, these are verses that reveal your past through flashbacks. Verse of prophecy are things that are going forward, that have some. I don't think the first ones do. These ones go in order, I believe, and some of them have mechanical effects. When you mark the last verse of prophecy, you're done. You can do the flashback ones, the verses of history, in any order that you like. Though, so if there's one that is interesting to you, grab that.
I'd like to write a flashback to a time when I was confronted with the fact that sacrifices are necessary.
Ooh, for a god must feed. Great. Do you want to do that now?
Yeah.
Cool. Tell us all about it.
I've got the outlines of something. Yes, when Zeph was young, he had to go to a hospital to see a grandparent, and the Saint Electric, typical, like, smells of too much antiseptic and some beeping machines. It's not as maybe technical as our hospitals are, but yes, Grandpa cut himself on something when he was working in a garden, let's say. So not major, just like had to get a thumb reattached. But while there, the Saint Electric cut the power to the hospital for non-payment, or maybe just
non-sacrifice. Yeah.
And there was like suddenly again, just like in the warehouse, everything went dark and quiet, except for like this has happened before, so like some of the people are like, oh no, like some of the patients get a little scared, especially the ones being kept alive by machines, but the nurses kind of know what to do, and they draw straws. But the straws are not for who to sacrifice, but they're the person who has to lead the sacrifice. So the
Oh
nurse
shit.
who gets the short straw like quickly goes through like their patients and like picks one, and like goes into the room, you know, and closes the door, and in a few seconds the lights come on. So like, yeah, I don't see what happens, but like I hear someone started to cry. Like that's the first noise, someone started to cry, and then like beep 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 as the machines start kicking back on.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was me learning that sacrifices are necessary.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oof. Cool. We'll cut back to you running.
Yeah.
Burst past Gale into the darkness. Um, I think you have to run in different directions to lose them.
Mm.
And it is kind of a maze. It's a square warehouse, so it's not like literally a maze of passages, but it's dark, confusing. There's lots of like hanging shit, and it's hard to tell where you are. You get split up. um, Ren, I think you run, slam a door behind you. This room is completely dark. Um, there's no sounds in there. You can kind of smell that kind of like pungent smell, the like fermenty smell, the kind of the Avery's drink had. It's hard to tell where it's coming from. Zeph, you eventually find your way to a room on the outside of the warehouse, so there's still windows, there's still some light trickling in. And this room is just covered with greenery. Um, there's just a web of uh, wires and like bulbs and some like uh, what might be displays if they were on, which they are not, hanging down. And there's just like shelves and shelves of growing plants. Looks like there's piping, tubes, um, all sorts of stuff in there. There's on the outside wall a couple big fans that are kind of like lazily turning as if they were just recently shut off and are kind of coming to a rest. Um, but you feel like this they give the impression of like a gentle breeze coming through this room. I'd like to paint the scene from you for this room. This is the growing room. How does this space invoke a sense of euphoria and timelessness?
Yeah. The smell. It just like it has that green and growing smell.
Mhm.
Like walking into like like a little like petrichor, a little like
Yep.
forest after a rain, like not a greenhouse that's been overly managed, but something that's doing its own work, let's say.
Mhm. Cool. Um, yeah, Ren, what do you do in this dark room?
I think I finally like heave out some sobs and start praying,
Mhm.
or start yell praying, where I'm like,
Mhm.
why have you forsaken me? Don't you see the mockery they make?
Um,
Here they think all death is just for life, and they do not understand.
ooh, nice. I think you hear. It sounds like someone's like someone drank a milkshake and it's kind of like talking through like a milkshake gargle, and you hear it like in the back of your head, and it just says, "Not here, not here," and the lights pop on.
Great. You finally
Um,
answer me, and it's not.
this is a small windowless room, smallish. there's a lot of tables, like long tables, um, troughs that have like discarded plant matter in them. There's like a drying rack and some like sifting machines, and like some boxes, like cardboard boxes, some packing materials, some empty jars and whatnot. Um,
Jars.
it looks like this was being kind of fitted out to be like a processing distribution area, like ramp up production of the stuff. Um, and there's boxes with packaging, uh, or labels and stuff on them. Your paint scene for the processing area is: what unusual claims does the producer make about the properties of this tea on their packaging?
Hmm. Tea. I think it's called root tea. Root tea. Tutti Rudy. And its claim is you'll have no regrets.
Nice. I love it.
Ugh.
um, Great. And you're taking all this in. Zeph, the lights pop on, and immediately the noise starts up again. The whirring, the pumping, the fans kick on. You hear the dripping starts. Things kind of gurgle back to life, and you didn't notice before, but because they were on the far side of the room, kind of like near the wall, under where the light was coming through, like behind where the light was hitting. Um, there's a man there, uh, maybe a man, I don't know. They're in a suit, and it looks like they were tending the plants on the far side. Like there's a rack, like these sort of vertical pipes with like herbs, they got flowers and vines and stuff coming out of them. And this is a person in an inexplicably clean gray suit, with a tie, very nicely done up. And they have a pair of pruning shears and like a hemostat. And there is a flower bloom kind of clamped in the hemostat. And it looks like they were just kind of observing you as you took in the room when you came in until the lights came on. And they just kind of cock their head and look at you, and they're just like, oh, what do we have here? And like almost kind of like when you click your barbecue tongs without thinking about it, kind of like clip, 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 without really thinking about it, not threateningly, just like, I would like to jump back to Sebastian and Hugh quickly before we get out. So are you following those instructions, or Hugh, are you kind of like heading the way you think you should head?
Yeah, I feel like the instructions have a few true things in them, but it's like Hugh is kind of like, oh yeah, this is when they tell you to go into the woods, that's always a bad sign. And just like making some corrections to it, it's like, I'm pretty sure it's this way. And so he's kind of like looking for hints in the instructions, but kind of going by instinct of like just kind of go in the direction where the unnatural prosperity of the earth increases.
Nice. And eventually come to a like a T intersection. There's a like a kind of busted sideways sign pointing to the left that just says Hopworth Industries on it. And kind of looking down the road to the right, you can see that's where it looks like the road goes into the forest. It leads into a more wooded area.
Yeah.
Who's driving?
I
It sounded
think,
like Hugh was, I guess.
yeah, probably, yeah.
Cool. What do you do when you reach this T junction, the two of you?
I think I'll pull to a stop and then just kind of, I think he's just kind of staring forward and turns on the hazards and just sighs, looking out through the front windshield.
Admittedly, you seem to have a better feel for this whole situation than me, and improvisation, it's a very important skill in the theater. Things go wrong. Props break, sets fall, people forget lines. You got to figure out how to keep the show going. I feel like you are the man with the instinct here. You know these people.
And I think Cube kind of makes a growling noise and he asks, so what does it matter? Like, we watched that kid get torn up. And I didn't do anything. And then he turns to him, and you didn't do anything. And then he turns back to the windshield.
Quite
Is this the
aware
job?
of my inability to do anything for that child, but that should be driving us even more to solve this one.
What are we going to do
Perhaps-
to the skeletons?
We can't determine a course of action until we unravel the mystery. Step one is we have to find out where this angel is nesting. From there, we'll figure out what step two is. You can't write the ending before you write the middle. You can't write the middle before you write the beginning.
And I think Hugh just kind of takes a big weary sigh, maybe a little theatrical, and turns off the hazard and signals a left to Hopworth Industries. And then he mutters, "I'm not going into the woods," as he takes the turn.
Nice. I think he kind of like pulls over. There's a drone shot pulling away, as if something was flying away after having observed this.
Oh,
we
man.
see the car going down the road towards a large processing plant. With a sign that says
Abattoir?
Hopworth Industries.
Okay. Doesn't have
And
a
we'll leave that
mascot.
there. Cool. And we'll stop there.
Cool.
Sweet, that was fun. Let's do stars and wishes. We'll just go in character keeper order. So Nick,
Sweet.
what do you got?
Yeah, stars. This was really great. Stars for breaking up the party really early on. I felt like that left. Yeah, we got a lot of fun, like contrast and texture, and got to. I selfishly was excited because then we could explore more of the world.
Mm.
That was really neat to see those things, and stars for getting to start to kind of know who these characters are, both like in their faith and in their flaws. I feel like we're starting to see kind of some complexity. Lots of stars for Mark. Thanks for setting up all these characters and teaching me what my move does. Because it looks like I'm gonna get more moves in the future, so probably should learn the one I have now. Yeah, it stars for people watching. It's nice to have a lively chat tonight.
It was nice to have people in chat. That's why I never check it, because I never there's anybody there, so I'm never watching it.
I missed. Thank you for those. So, do you have any wishes before we wrap up?
Oh, wishes.
Yeah.
I think I'd like to better like remind myself of the rules. Not the rules, the moves, so that I can better like be like, okay, how do I use this to play with story? And then I think another wish I have is to think about like how my faith in God plays into this. I really liked a star for the check boxes, because this time mine was like have some doubt, and I was like, ooh, how do we like trying to navigate that was really nice for helping me come up with story. But I'm still still trying to make sure to weave in that with like, I'm also a person experiencing someone explode in front of me.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
I'm affected by that as a person, but also I'm like always around death. So how does this?
Oh yeah.
So wish for learning more about that.
Nice. Before we go to Ben, let's do end of session questions.
Oh yes.
Oh, hey.
get you some XP.
Yay.
Nick, you want to read your questions
I do.
out loud?
Yeah, can you just I'm chewing.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I took like a big bite and was like, oh fuck, it's not Ben's
I
turn.
thought you were just like, yeah.
I'm doing I'm
yeah.
complying with the request.
I
Okay, I'm
am.
done
Just
reading now.
compliance.
I read it. And I've read them. Next page, please. 130 something. Where's the line number?
59.
Okay. 59. Did the custodians complete an assignment?
No.
No. Did I engage with God, angel, or other divine manifestation? Did I see the cairn maiden? Is that interaction with her?
You did.
So
Also, was the whole child exploding in the vines a manifestation?
Possibly.
yeah, feels like it. Feels like it.
It feels like it, yeah.
Yeah, these are questions for you to answer, not me. So if you think you
Oh,
got it,
fuck.
you get it.
Yeah.
All
Constantly.
the
All the time.
points.
Did I deliver a monologue about any of the following? I did the dust monologue.
Nice.
Did I struggle with my personal faith? Yeah. She's taken a long time to get back to me this time. Usually I don't have to carry them so long. She's testing me and I don't like it.
Yeah. Cool. Throw those 3 checks over to your advancements then.
Oh, thank you.
Cool, Ben. Your questions. You can skip the custodian's complete assignment.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good. I'll say
Shots fired.
yes. Engage with a god, angel, or other divine manifestation. I'd say yeah. My personal questions this time were you vulnerable with someone? I don't think I was. I tried a little bit, but it never quite came out.
Tried it. I didn't like it.
Yeah. Did you go out of your way to connect with the local community? I'm gonna say yes, because I did try to engage first before before pulling my badge, so to speak. But yeah, and with Lucas also before the vines. Yeah.
Cool. Great, Heath.
Yeah, I believe the child exploding in the vines definitely was a manifestation. I repeatedly went out of my way to try and connect with the local community. I haven't succeeded much yet, but I still think it counts. And I definitely struggle with my personal faith. It came out. I was going to come out more, but it came out a little bit in the when he was feeling so compelled by the vines and being like, "This might be a better God than my God," because my God, as much as I love him, is kind of fucking never happy with what I do. I'm always a disappointment.
Fucking directors.
Fucking old. So yeah.
Cool. Throw those over to your advancements.
Pew 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 advancements. I'm full.
If you are full, then you can increase an ability by 1, max 3, choose an additional faith mood, gain a follower, write a custom faith move, or write a custom journey scene.
Oh man,
so
I'll think about that.
Let's think about what you want to do there. The new moves are super cool. And Peter, end of session questions.
Let's see. Did the custodians complete an assignment? We just missed it. Not quite.
We were told to not even bother with that one.
Instead of doing something useful.
Did we engage with a god, angel, or other divine manifestation? I'm gonna say kid flying apart counts for this just because it was so affecting on Hugh.
On everybody.
I appreciate people giving me room to squeeze a monologue into the end. That was, did you deliver a monologue in this case about the futility of individual choices in the face of this?
Nice.
Delivered at a fork in the road, which is just perfect. And did you undermine the orders of your superiors or use the assignment to pursue personal interests? I think trying the whole pitch of like, we're
Yeah.
going to take this family down. That's what
Yeah.
we're doing with this.
100%.
Love it.
So,
Um,
no advancement
cool.
for me, but three checks on the checks going up.
Awesome. Let's go back to
Yeah.
Ben for stars and wishes then.
Yeah. Stars for seeing more of the world and more of the mechanics with the journey scene. So I think that was a good decision and reasonable narratively to get out of town after that. Kind of wondering why we all didn't do it now. Stars for everyone contributing and like adding some color to things. If anyone's watching, I mentioned before I've had some bad night's sleep, so I don't know if this is language I'm speaking, but yes, stars for everyone, stars for the game.
We would
stars,
never tell you.
stars for the concept of existence.
Tentative thumbs up.
Wishes for I'm real curious how this will turn out, both like the imminent danger that Ren and Zeph are in, but also like how the two groups will reconnect, and like also we'll get another mission next episode. Like
someone took our car.
Yeah. Like, is this meant to mimic like underfunded social services? Or is that just okay? Yeah. So yes, stars for all of us. Wishes for more of us.
More of us. Yeah. Did I get wishes from Heath?
No, not yet.
We're doing character keeper order, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, from Ben, you were next, right? Then let's do Heath.
Yeah, the usual stars all around is fun. I do like stars for the system as well, for having that journey move, which encourages you to do what we did, because like otherwise I don't think I would have. But I was full of conditions. I was like, well, I need to get rid of these. Also, story-wise, it made sense just because like I said, like everything he'd tried had just failed, and then a child exploded into vines in front of him. I think he's like, I gotta go right now. I gotta get out of here. But I also found it interesting. Like it was cool that, like, you know, stars for Nick and Ben for not coming with us, because like I thought that worked better narratively as well. Even though we all could have gone, that would have been fun. But that somehow felt weirder story. I was like, well, we're all just going to abandon this assignment for now and go check out the new one, but we'll come back, you know. It felt more realistic to be like, okay, well, they'll stay here, still hashing this out. We'll go check out the new one. And wishes are just to someday succeed at my move. That'd be nice. Related to something Nick said about just thinking about the moves more. They're not in the keeper, right? Because like I had the PDF of the reference sheet open.
They're not in the keeper, no. No, I don't think they are.
I didn't think there was anywhere to see the moves other than the reference sheet. So I had to open that up so I could refresh my memory on what they was.
Well, moves like veiled move, revelation move, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Those are in the leftmost column around rows 83 through 91. You can click on them to get the full text.
Oh, down there. Yeah. Under the phase selector.
Yeah.
There
I just noticed that myself. So.
Yeah. There we go.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
Other wishes.
Look at that.
Oh, stars also is nice, because I noticed it was one of my wishes last time. It was nice that that me and Peter's character got to go off together, because I know one of my wishes was like to figure out more of our relationship and kind of what our deal was and how we felt about each other and stuff. So that was nice to get to explore that. Wishes just more of the same. It's just fun, and I know we were really good in Slug Blaster about not hoarding our stuff, but somehow this game stuff feels more valuable. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm more hesitant to use my altar stuff because I feel like I've only got like 3 things left now, and it doesn't seem like we get more altar stuff a lot. Like in Slug Blaster, I felt like, oh yeah, use your crap, you'll get more crap, it's fine.
Right.
This one, I'm
refreshes.
like, I don't know if we're gonna get more crap, so I'm real hesitant to use my crap.
Yeah.
Judging by the length of stuff on the keeper, you will definitely get more crap. You definitely get stuff as rewards at the end of assignments. And I believe there are a few other ways to get stuff.
So yeah, I just
I don't think this doesn't have
feeling
to
that out.
refresh for the advancement, right?
I just remember Paloma had that like infinitely at some point. I was like,
oh yeah, you had something
just
like didn't go on
getting
mark.
stuff and then holding it to help people with other moves. It's like a weird thing we were doing at the end where we were
Yeah,
overpowered.
the between has unmark all of your marked items, and I don't think we have that here.
Oh,
yeah, no.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
This is it's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Just as usual, it's about feeling it out and still feeling it out a little bit, but I like it. Anyway, yeah, that's it for me.
Definitely a little bit harsher, I think, on the someone may have to play a second character at some point. Great, thank you, Peter.
Just a million stars for Heath. First off, like I don't, for people watching this who don't do improv, like there's like a level of difficulty for being the guy who's partnered with the guy who's just like meh the whole time. And just the number of times Heath has to build up some wonderful construction for me to just go. And like rolling with that energy too that this character has I'm very grateful that I have room to do this sort of slight grumpy chaos going on. And I think just like stars for everybody of like I feel like we're doing a great job of digging further and further into the characters. And a star for Mark, especially for building out all of the secondary characters we're running into. And yeah, just creating so many people that we're like, we meet, we get invested in, and then we're like, oh no, something horrible is going to happen to or from this person.
Yeah, pretty much everyone.
Yeah. Wishes, on a star, I'm really enjoying Hugh being from this area. So a star has just been for like using that as a shortcut to get more into this character. It's like, oh, of course he clocks what this neighborhood is like. Of course he notices the sign for the spiral that is better kept than the rest of the place.
Yeah.
And yeah, the journey is also cool for that. I'm gonna say wishes. I know very little about my relationship with the Waxen Scrivener at this point, so that'll probably need some verses, and at some point getting some Scrivener related move down the road.
Nice.
Yeah, and I'm just looking forward to seeing if we continue exploring the what was it, Dusk Mother. Just kind of what new things we uncover as we dig further into a world that obviously wants nothing to do with us, which is also just delightful.
No, it definitely wants something to do with you.
You know, on its own terms.
Cool, thank you. Yeah.
One more thing I just want to add.
Yeah,
sorry, I just want to add. Peter reminded me. I started Peter because like there was one part where he was adding so many details about like it's like he knew the map of this whole world, and I found myself like scrambling, going, I don't know what he's talking about. Where is these places? Where's all these places? How does he know all these places? Do I need to know all these places and be interjecting them in a conversation? Because that was it.
Aw.
Yeah, I skimmed the second assignment beforehand because I'm like, oh, they're probably gonna finish this up and then go, nope, So like during the 5 minutes, I was like, gonna read all the thing.
Mark was
here's all the
doing
stuff.
homework during the
Right.
break.
Oh no.
And then Peter's like, here's all the places I made up. I'm like, cool, I'm gonna add all this stuff. So stars for that. That was super fun. Like stars both for Heath. We're like, yeah, fuck it, we're going to the other place. And Peter for adding so much like amazing detail there. That was great. Ben and Nick just like getting into so much trouble immediately, just by being them, and like in your own different ways too. And I think both the Hugh and Sebastian and Zeph and Ren pairs had great moments, like both mechanically influenced and not, of just like sharing their shit and getting into it without being like, here's my backstory. So that was cool all around. And yeah, stars are like going into trouble, into the bad place where you have to go, or you'll be involuntarily sacrificed by your bosses. So yeah, you have motivation at least to do the bad things. That's fun. Yeah, wishes. Read the next assignment before I give it to you. And I feel like we left off on a lot of good places. So it's going to be a lot of fun to see what happens next with those. And stars to our visitors in chat. Always a great time. Another thing to keep my mind on. Super, I love it. Great. Anything else before we say goodnight?
I'm sure we've encountered all the bad things that are going to happen to us.
Only
And now...
only sunshine and puppies from now on. You do not want to mess with those puppies then.
Their mouths open so wide.
So wide. Great. With that, thanks for watching, y'all, and we will see you next time.